Welcome into the old college tribe presented by Betting News and powered by Bet Online. I am the host this week, Colby Nathaniel Marcio. That's my middle name. That's Kate Costable and Nate Hornung. If you don't like the name of this show, you can attack me. We haven't said that since the attempt at the first episode. But if you don't like the name of this show, blame me because it was my idea.
I have a quick question. Is that intro new, or have I just been blacking out every time we play the intro?
I don't know. I'm too busy tweeting that I'm alive and live. If anyone needs that, please let me know.
I think you might have been blacking out during the intro.
That's cool. I really like it. I've
been vibing to it every single show. So
oh God, Keith.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts. I get it.
I love this show so much. It's like, all right, we're live. How are we doing, everybody? How was week? Oh wait, it says week 3. Is this the wrong
week 3 reactions?
Oh, week 3 reactions. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Week 3 reactions. My reaction was a lot more fun than week 2. Moving on.
Yeah.
It was entertaining, to say the least.
I would agree. It was a lot more fun. We were spot on with Alabama. I think that was one we did. Alabama first half, full game, right? Spot on there.
Panel moment. Love it.
Yep.
Except for Oregon.
Well, you know.
Yeah, well, that was a dumb backdoor cover. They
forget that.
Shouldn't have covered that.
Mm-hmm. They just took their foot off the gas in Evanston.
Honestly, I think I'm upset with a couple coaches this week. One, obviously, we're talking about Oregon. I thought Dan Lanning was a cover guy. Clearly, I can't trust him no matter what time it is, in what time zone he's at. I thought that was a clear cover game. I thought Oregon Ducks were going to go into every game to kick off the year until they got to Penn State and blew the doors off everyone. They did blow the doors off of Northwestern, but it wasn't a murder showing like Kate and I thought it would be.
Yeah, we did.
I thought it was going to be too. I backed the Ducks with you, minus the 27.5. And, you know, I know we had someone in chat, I believe Crutch was saying they might be looking ahead to Oregon State. And, you know, I didn't really think that was a look ahead spot, but maybe they were. Maybe they were thinking about the Beavers, a rivalry game. Who knows? But Oregon State, not a good football team either. Ducks should have covered, plain and simple.
Oklahoma State is also really not a good football team.
Yeah.
They are really bad.
They're bad.
Yeah.
Bad. So I don't know if were we overreacting to that, 70-point victory? I think they only won by 60, but maybe we were, maybe we weren't.
I mean, the Northwestern covering those were 2 late touchdowns. Like game was over type of thing.
Big gains too. Big monster gains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My biggest gripe this past weekend, I talked about it yesterday with Nate, but we can talk about it again because I think it's relevant to this day. Kirby Smart was a big, soft son of a gun on Saturday, and it almost cost him a win at Tennessee. And I'm honestly, and he got bailed out by a quarterback that I have now a ton of respect for. Gunnar Stockton is legit. That 4th down conversion he had was awesome at the end of the game. But they should not have come out on top. And the main reason, aside from the missed field goal, was just Kirby being absolutely smart on 4th down inside the red zone. What the hell was that? They could have won that game if they converted and they scored, blah, blah, blah. These are all hypotheticals. But I think at least by 17 points, they were the clear better team. They were just playing soft as all hell.
Go ahead, Kate.
I really wanted Georgia to lose that game. I did. I really did.
You had
I didn't
to
have
be
any stake in that game either, but like the way Georgia played, they deserved to lose that game.
Yep. 100%. They were just playing. I mean, they were playing not to lose. I mean, Tennessee came out just firing right off the bat. You know, I personally lost a little respect for the Georgia Bulldogs. Maybe it is the defense. Maybe it is just Tennessee's offense is fantastic because, you know, Aguilar came flying out of the gate. But yeah, Georgia did not necessarily deserve to win that game. Obviously, they squeaked out a win.
I'll be on Alabama.
Not
to jump ahead to next week. I will be on Alabama. I don't care what the number is. I will be on Alabama despite them being on a bye week, whatever. Yeah,
they're both on bye weeks, right?
Yeah, they're both on a bye. Is that just because of their performance?
100%. They should have lost. Should have lost. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't trust Kirby Smart to make those adjustments in 2 weeks' time? Like maybe if they had a game this week before Bama, Kirby, but
maybe Patch has the same thoughts as he is a diehard fan. I'm not going to do that, Dragon. I simply.
How confident are you?
We don't bet
I
with the
think
money.
you to grow that stash.
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Okay. Pretty solid.
But we don't change my looks for bets.
No, I'm
we
with
bet
you.
money here.
People
bet
have
money.
been telling me to
That's
bet my
like- that's
hair
like-
for a while. I'm not doing it.
That's
Not
stupid.
happening.
Stupid. I'll shave off a toenail. How about that? I just trim them. I'll trim them.
You know,
Okay.
Just trim
personal
them.
hygiene. Love
Do
that.
they need to be
Yeah.
trimmed? I don't know. I haven't
Probably.
looked down there in a way. I have socks on. But I Kirby felt soft. I don't know if that's an adjustment on himself, if he's going to fix that. But I mean, the group chat was talking about how he's got his national championships. Maybe he's just coasting now. There's always hypotheticals out there, but DeBoer may need it more. I mean, DeBoer did everything we asked for this past
DeBoer
weekend.
1,000% needs it more.
Needs it 100%. Yep.
That's also another reason why I like Bama.
I like Bama too. I'll bet Bama with you.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that opening number. I'm gonna, ah!
What do you think it's going to be? What do you think
Hold on.
the opening is going to be?
Maybe it's
Georgia,
because they're on a bye week.
3.5, 4.5. I can't imagine.
I would 4.5 sounds
4.5. Right. It's not going to be within a field goal.
4.5. It's out. It's out.
4.5?
It's out. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Do I
want to
take
back
that?
the
Wait, and
dogs.
this is at Bama?
No, this is
No,
in
it's
Georgia.
it's
in Athens.
It's in Athens.
Okay.
4.5. I mean, with that spread, it seems like Bama, but I wouldn't be willing to bet that. So you two might be going solo on that one.
4.5. Opened at 4.5. I don't think it moves in any direction that would fade. Like, it's not going to get to 7.
Not significantly.
No.
It would maybe get down to 3.5. It would maybe get up to 5.5. But those three numbers kind of the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So,
that's kind of a dead area. 4.5,
Exactly.
5.5.
Right. Same number.
Do I want to take it? No.
I will say I got to give a shout out to my man Colin, general manager at Prime Social here in KC. I was out celebrating with my family, trying to catch the end of this Georgia-Tennessee game, and we are walking out of the restaurant as trying to catch our reservation as Georgia's going down the field to score the game-winning touchdown. This man Colin clearly saw me walking very, very slow behind my wife and her family, trying to catch the end of the game. And he stopped me right away. He said, "Man, how was your meal? How are you doing? I see you're trying to catch the end of this game. Let's just BS for a little bit, and we'll make sure you catch the end of it." So, shout out Colin, a true man, letting me catch the end of that Georgia game. I was late to the picture that the family was waiting on, but I got to see that game-winning touchdown. So, shout out Colin. I will be returning.
Oh, we're giving out shout-outs? Might as
reason.
well give another one.
He might be listening. I told him what I did. He might be tuning in. Colin, you're the man. Appreciate you.
Just another shout out. A big shout out to the Windy City Sports Cards for sending me this hat and other hat. That was the nicest thing ever. I will do anything for the city of Chicago. I will die for it. Also, I just want to add something for Padge. You lost to Bama last year. Just an FYI. Or was that 2 years ago?
That was last year.
Yeah, that was last year.
That doesn't
Was
lean
Nick
you towards
Saban
Georgia?
there?
That doesn't lean you towards Georgia? No?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't have any shout outs to add or any cool swag, so
What about a good juju?
Hey,
We're giving out shout outs. Support local.
good juju. Let's go.
See?
That's a sick hat.
okay. I look awful in hats. This is what I've been trying to tell you guys. One, it's like a little
I can make
crooked.
so many jokes right now, Kate. They're
But, like-
just like,
It's just not a good look any way you want to try and spin it.
all right, I'm gonna let one rip. Kate, you look like Kate, you look like Kate, you look like a mom that would tell your kids that they're getting the generic brand pencils before school starts.
I mean, I will be buying my kids generic brand pencils. Yeah.
You're like,
But,
you're
yeah.
not getting Crayola. You're getting, what's the other one called? Not Crayola. What's it called?
Ticonderoga. No Ticonderoga. None of that. None of that name.
I don't know. I only got brand name pencils back in the day. Only the best for Kate, elementary school Kate.
No mechanicals at all.
That hat is sick, though. I knew you had it because I saw
That was a
that they
good hat.
always use you as an ad.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I guess, every once in a while you get a little swag.
Yeah. There's perks. Until
Yeah.
they find out where you
Some
live
pros.
and then they come kill you.
I know. It
Yeah,
is
you
always
know.
kind of weird to give out your address.
I need to get a P.O. box because
For
Since
all
doing
your
this-
swag that gets sent
Dude, no!
for your
No,
PR.
there's a lot of people that want to send me stuff. Like they're not like companies and stuff. Like just people that support. Yeah. Like Jamies wants to send me his created DePaul shirt, and I'm like, I can't give out my address because I told my girlfriend I wouldn't. So like, I can't. If it's not a company, I can't do it. But
yeah, that's fair.
I want to. I told him if I lived alone, I would give you the address and the knife to kill me, so we could just get it all in one swing. So I don't have to worry about it. I know it's coming. You know?
Does she work in an office? Have it sent to her office.
Ooh,
no, she's hybrid like me, basically. Well, I'm not hybrid. She's hybrid. Excuse me.
Give out your girlfriend's employer's address instead of your own.
That's probably not the
I don't even know where they're. It's like us. I don't even know where our home is.
Yeah, well, home is where the heart is.
True.
That's right.
True. All right, we got a massive week 4.
Mm-hmm.
Gargantuan.
Yep.
I want to kick it off with Friday. We don't really care about Thursday. I want to talk about Kate's alma mater because talk about a layup spot to back the Hawkeyes on Sunday. Your boy Colby Nathaniel Marshall, full name again, locked in Iowa -1. If you don't see a 1 out there, go bet the money line, pay the juice because once again it's Iowa. We're not getting the greatest juggernaut offense of all time. We're getting the juggernaut defense of all time. We've already seen what Rutgers is against Ohio, in week 1. 15-point favorites against Ohio Bobcats, won by 3, and they gave up 31 points. I'm not saying Iowa has this juggernaut offense just like Ohio does, but they have the defense to hold the Rutgers offense, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, down. I think Iowa is a layup play right here after coming off their loss to Iowa State. They got to bounce back. Kurt Ferentz should have the boys ready to rock and roll. Plus, I like your quarterback on the ground. I think their run game is going to be the thing that gets them to the win column again.
I will never argue betting Iowa. I mean, their offense does really suck.
Yeah.
But I think this Rutgers team, like you look at some of their previous scores against Miami of Ohio and Norfolk last week, like it looks impressive, 60-10. Like you just beat down on them, but like who are they? They're not.
You played 2 MAC teams in a who?
Yeah.
Michael Vick?
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. So I love this, Colby. I didn't know that you were going this direction to start things out, but this is phenomenal. Go Hawks.
Friday Night Lights.
My co-host,
You got a good line too. I'm seeing it up to 2.5 now. Money line's still -140, so you could play that if you'd like. But Colby, you convinced me kind of on this play when we talked about it yesterday on Monday. I went a little different route because you both have talked about the Iowa defense not being very not being very good. I don't need to. Yep. Under 45.5.
Yep.
Plain and simple. Rutgers facing
Rutgers is not scoring on this team, and Iowa's not putting up more than 21.
100%. Exactly. Going to be a 21-10, 21-14 ball game, staying well under 45.5. Go Hawkeyes. That's all there is to it.
We should just throw up our own plays and have the other people speak because we clearly know each other very well.
It's the way it goes.
All right. We got that out of the way. Where do we want to go, guys? Where do we want to go? What are we itching to talk about? Kate, what are you itching
I'm itching to talk about Utah.
Let's do it.
Ooh,
Utah.
Go for it.
Sick.
Mm-hmm.
This game is being played at Utah, one of the best home field advantages in the country. It's also an early game, so I didn't realize Utah's Pacific time, not even like Mountain, right? So this is like a 9 a.m. kick.
Wow.
Pacific for Texas Tech. That's early. Like when you're used to 11 a.m., that's a little early too. I'm going here. I am going first half under 27.5. Now, to caveat this, it's pretty much 27.5 across the board. About half hour before the show, I found a 29 out there, which is crazy that that's still out there and it's that big of a difference. So do your shopping, people. Get the best of the number. 29, I've seen one out there at a very well-known book, so grab that. Marquee matchups have kind of leaned towards the unders early on in this season, at least in the first half. Both these offenses kind of, I feel like, have inflated numbers through the first 2 games because they really haven't played anyone, or at least inflated offensive numbers. That I think this is going to be a little bit more of a slugfest than the previous scores indicate. So I'm going under early in this one. Early start, 27.5. Again, it's on to 29. Do a little shopping.
Yep, I'm right there with you. I went with the full game. I took full game under 58.5. But I mean, you said it. Marquee matchup for both these teams. Seeing their first true test, the Texas Tech offense has been phenomenal. I backed their team total in the first half last week against Oregon State. They've just been putting up ridiculous numbers. But yeah, now they have to go on the road against a Utah team that's kind of whole DNA is built around this defense and this home field advantage too. So I think it's a wake up call kind of for both offenses who, Kate, you said it perfectly, kind of have inflated offensive numbers due to their competition. So bit of a wake up call here. First conference bout for both teams as well. So give me the under 58.5. We're going to see some points. It'll probably touch the 50s, but I don't see it getting over this 58.5 number. So under for me. I got to lean with the dog too, though. I think Texas Tech is the truth. I think catching 3.5
they are pretty good.
Maybe too many. So lean with Texas Tech, but I'll take the under.
Full transparency, have no idea about either team. So this one didn't catch my eye at all on Sunday when I was trying to gather up all my plays. So moving on. I got
the two little numbers. The two little numbers next to the team's name that didn't steer you onto this one at all. The fact that it's one of
we actually have a couple top 25 matchups.
Yeah, I think 3.
Yeah.
So on Fox.
Well, I have 4 or 5 plays that are probably not.
Okay.
All right, we got to talk about the Jackson Arnold Bowl. That is this weekend. Auburn, number 22 Auburn versus 11 Oklahoma. I see Kate is already leaning with the Boomers Sooners. Tell me why it's the Sooners.
Well, I mean, at first glance, this line is a little silly, right? You'd think, okay, OU's favored by 6.5. They were only favored by 5.5 against Michigan. Is Michigan likely a better team than Auburn is right now? I don't know, blah, blah, blah. But I think that line's almost telling me that Oklahoma is the right side if it's going to be priced in that sense. The Jackson Arnold piece, it's interesting, a little revenge spot, but I would argue that Brent Venables has the upper hand because he knows Jackson Dart so well, knows all his tendencies. So in these situations, I tend to lean towards the coach versus the player, just because the coach knows how to scheme against that player better than the player would, those types of things. Arnold's already taken 6 sacks through 3 games. Oklahoma's defense is going to dial up that pressure. I think they get to him early and often in that one. And Oklahoma's had a ton of red zone success. So you add all those things together, I think they win this by a touchdown at least.
Can I take a wicked guess what Nate Dogg's going to say, since we're good at doing this?
Yeah.
I think Nate Dogg is going to agree with you because Auburn didn't look the sexiest against Baylor, which is just going into his take that Baylor isn't a good team. So he has to lean with the Sooners in this one. Am I somewhat there, Nate? Because that's what my thought process was. And you like to say we're the same person. So
right. I would say yes.
I didn't get up.
My lean on a side would definitely be with the Sooners in this spot. Number 1 there at home, but looking scheduling wise, Oklahoma going into a bye week, so chance to just leave it all out on the field here at home. Whereas Auburn's got to go into College Station, go into Kyle Field next week, take on the Texas A&M Aggies. Right. And, we're getting into the SEC play, and you can argue, every spot is a look-ahead spot, but it's a clear look-ahead spot for the Tigers compared to the Sooners. So definitely lean with the Sooners in this matchup. I will probably be looking at a prop, to be honest with you. I think I might take Jackson Arnold's rushing yards just because he is going to be running for his life more than likely, but he's definitely made some plays with his legs. So that's probably where I'll go. I will have scribbles out for this game, so you'll be able to see exactly where my money's going. But yeah, lean with the Sooners right now at this number for sure.
Not to compare Venables to DeBoer, but his start to his coaching career at Oklahoma hasn't been the sexiest.
No, it has
not. Not up to par.
I think he needs this a lot more than Hugh.
Definitely.
So
I would also agree with that. Yes.
It's been a bad start. They've made just the Sooners disappear in relevancy because maybe it's because they're in the SEC. It's just a brand new test for them, but still, they haven't looked great. All right, let's move on to the Mizzou game. I don't have many thoughts, so you guys talk me into it. But I also just don't like.
I don't like this game.
I don't like Carolina. I don't like Carolina. I still don't know what to believe Missouri is because Missouri is one of those programs in schools where even their basketball team, when you think they're legit, they just show you something that they're not. So I want to be off this. We should have called Michael Kim because he is the Missouri whisperer. Kate knows he is. First of all, let me tell you a quick story. Michael Kim texted me yesterday. I was like, how's it going? And he just sends me a
paragraph,
which felt like a screen copy paste that he's had in his notes. He's like, did great. I hit this team total for Missouri. It was like 32-45. Whatever the last game, it was like whatever you could max out on Missouri's team totally cashed on. He goes, I'm doing all right.
Amazing. The guy knows Missouri.
Oh God.
So
also, maybe the luckiest better of all time. Does
he know if Lenora Sellers is playing in this game? I've heard that he's out.
That's what I need to know.
Questionable.
So I'm reading at like an hour or 2 hours ago, Shane Beamer was at the podium and he did not really comment on it. He basically said they're going to have an injury report that comes out tomorrow night. That's kind of all he said, all he alluded to. So I don't know. I don't know Sellers'
game until you know that, right?
Right, exactly. Because I would think, what's the number, 13.5? I think that's way too many for South Carolina if they have a healthy Sellers. But I don't want to bet. I don't want to put money on their backup.
What's the total?
Total is
47.5.
I kind of want to lean with Missouri's team total over
47.5. Yeah.
I'm very ignorant to the Gamecocks defense, but Missouri's offenses look pretty solid. I mean, against Kansas, they did whatever they wanted. But I mean, Kansas doesn't have the greatest defense, but we can talk about them in a second. But
I mean, the number's already down to 12, 12.5, 11.5. So getting steam on the Gamecocks, which I mean, maybe that alludes to Sellers
playing.
Right. Exactly. So I don't know. Double digits seems like too many for this conference game if he's playing quarterback, but I want for sure confirmation that he's in or out before I put money on this game. 100%. I don't hate that team total look, Colby, though, for Missouri.
Yeah. I nothing in that game interests me, but not worrying about covering anything, and I don't want the full games total because I would lean with the over. I don't want to worry about the Gamecocks offense putting up points when I know Missouri's can.
I'm sure Missouri was looking ahead, thinking this was going to be like their first ranked matchup. Obviously, the Gamecocks not there anymore, but nothing huge on Missouri's schedule.
Coming off a bye too. So. Coming off a bye week.
Missouri is?
Aren't they?
No, they're not.
I'm thinking. I tied them in with Kansas. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. No, they beat Louisiana last week, 52-10. Run it up on them because I actually had thoughts of fading Missouri last week on the spread because of the look ahead spot to South Carolina. Thank goodness I didn't do that because they won by 42. So would have been a tough one to
that would have been a tough one to swallow. Yeah.
All right. The most interesting game that I don't have anything on because I don't think I'm going to get there with this one is the battle down in Miami between Florida and Miami. We all know I have a ton of respect for Miami. This game feels like a spot to back the Gators, but good Lord, DJ Lagway sucks rear end. And Billy Napier is toodalooing soon. I don't think I can touch this game with a 10-foot pole because I 1,000% lead with Miami, but I don't want to bet it because this is a clear spot for Florida to bounce back, and I don't want to trust Florida. So I'm out. I'm out in this game. I will happily watch and learn more about both teams as the weeks go by, but I want nothing with this game. Don't even give me a free bet to bet this game. I don't want to touch it.
I don't want it. Boost. He doesn't want anything.
I don't want it. First of all, you can't get me with boosts because I'm betting stuff a week in advance.
Right.
You can't get me.
I will go with Miami. I will lay the points.
Wow.
I like Miami. I mean, I think that they are as legit as they come. Plus, I think the spot is tough for Florida. You just played the number 3 team in the country. You know, you turn around and play the number 4 team in the country. Yep. You lost by 10 last week against LSU, and an LSU offense that doesn't seem to be clicking quite yet for like as good as their.
You're spoiled, Kate. You're spoiled.
Well, yeah, but I think LSU should be putting up more than like 20 points a game.
I agree. Absolutely.
Because you're spoiled.
Yeah, maybe I am. No, I'm not spoiled. I cheer for Iowa's offense every week. Are you kidding me?
I was doing my Brian Kelly. Sorry.
Oh, right.
You're
The
spoiled.
Well, he apologized, right, for that whole deal.
I think
Is that what he
so.
said there? Yeah.
I think so.
Either way, DJ like went through 5 interceptions last week. Like the line, both in the trenches, the defensive line is going to be getting after Lagway. The offensive line is better than Florida's defense. Like this just screams Miami all the way around. I hate that it's over a touchdown. Like you have to buy the hook, but I still think it's the right side.
That is that hook is what scared me off Miami, but I have the exact same thinkings. I've taken Florida's team total under 21.5. Getting this hook here on this side, but just not impressed. Not impressed with the Florida Gators offense at all. Put up 55 against Long Island and then 2 stinkers against South Florida and LSU. Miami's legit. I wanted to see it out of Miami these first couple of weeks, and I've seen it. They are a legit team. I really like what they've done on the defensive side of the ball too. So I do not see Florida coming in here and putting up more than 20 points. So team total under for sure. I think Miami covers with ease.
Also still waiting for Miami to actually be tested.
That too. Yeah. I mean, Florida State, is it next week in 2 weeks? They got to go to Tallahassee. That's going to be the first one.
Had a lot of Florida on Florida matchups this year. South Florida, Florida, Miami, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we've had a lot of
Florida chatter. Is Florida back? Is the state
the whole
Florida
state?
All the way back?
It might be.
I mean, South Florida being like ranked. That's like, when was the last time they were ranked or even relevant? Never. Never. I'm gonna say recency bias is a great drug. Never. They've never been relevant. All right, Nate Dogg, I know you have strong thoughts about this Illinois-Indiana game. And for the people out there, I don't really pay attention to Illinois teams because, let me just say this. Nobody cares about Illinois teams. Nobody cares. Unless you're Brad Evans, you live and die with Illinois. Unless you're Jake Hassan, you live and die with Illinois basketball. I am with you on this with taking the dog in this matchup because I do not trust Indiana at all. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they said, we're a completely different team. Look at us against Indiana State. Yeah, take it away, Nate Dogg. Tell me why it's the dog.
I mean, Illinois has had this one circled. They knew this was going to be their first toughest test of the season. They've beat up on Western Illinois, Duke, Western Michigan. Now they get a Big Ten opponent. And they get to, they get to put the darling of the Big Ten back down to earth. This Indiana team was riding high last season, beating up on everybody. And I just think Illinois is the truth. I've got their team total, win total over 8.5 this season. So I need a win there. But I just have a lot more faith in Luke Altmaier and this Illinois team as a whole. So I have not bet this yet because I'm seeing 4.5. I'm seeing 5.5. I'm even seeing 6 on a book that I don't have access to, unfortunately. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to hope I can snag 6 somewhere closer to kickoff. If I have to settle for 4.5 or 5.5, that's okay with me because as we kind of talked about, kind of a dead zone, that 4.5, 5.5 range. If I can get 6, that'll definitely be the play, but I will be backing the Illini as a dog with the points in Indiana. Just prove it to me, Hoosiers. New quarterback. I'm not sure they'll be the same team that they were last year. So, and again, who have they played? Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State. Yeah,
those are really tough schools if you ask the parents.
So, Illinois, you could say the same thing about him. They actually had to go on the road to Duke, so I've got that under my belt. But I like Illinois in this spot, definitely catching the points. It'll be a play for me.
I don't have any play in this one, but that does feel like too many points. I would agree with you.
Right.
That's a lot of points for a team that's ranked higher than their opponent.
Yeah. And maybe that's just me taking the bait. Maybe they're trying to catch every square in the building of, hey, we'll give you the higher ranked team. You're getting points. But I just think Illinois is the truth this year. I think they're going to be a college football playoff team. Give me the Illini.
We need for this game? That Spider-Man meme where they're pointing because they're basically the same team. Mm-hmm. Like last year's Indiana team is this year's Illinois team.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Leonardo DiCaprio on the couch. Whoa. That's us. All right, let's get down to dirty to the games I have circled and I have bets on and I wrote articles about. I'm going to pander to my co-hosts once again.
Ooh, I love it.
And go over to my friend Nate.
Yep.
And mention a little team I like to call my favorite team this week, Kansas.
Ooh.
I don't think that number is anything scary.
Mm-hmm.
It is about to be 14, so get off your rear ends if you like what Nate Dogg and I and Kate, if she has any thoughts, are spewing out about this game, because I don't like my cousin's team. For anyone wondering, the quarterback at West Virginia is Nico Marchiol. I put that in the article. I put the dash.
I did. I like that.
Yeah. I also forgot to tell my grandpa this yesterday because I was talking. Also, side note, meant to bring this up at the beginning. I was on the phone with my grandpa yesterday. His birthday was on Sunday. I called him twice. He never picked up the phone. Called him again yesterday. Didn't pick up the phone. And then finally called me back, and we talked for a half hour. We got into football chatter. He loves college football. Him and my dad are the reason why I'm obsessed with college football. Guess what I found out about my grandpa? I almost cried because I was like, this is why I love him. Obviously, I felt like he was my son moment, where you're like proud of someone because you couldn't believe it. They said that. My grandfather hates Dabo too. Oh, cried my eyes out.
It runs in the family.
Cried. He just keeps crying on the sidelines. I was like, yes.
That's awesome. That
oh my
great.
God, I felt like he was my son. I was like, that's my boy. All right, back to what I was talking about with Kansas. I also forgot to mention that I forgot to mention Marchiol to him as well, but don't trust West Virginia because one, they've already showed you what they do against legit offenses. This is just, I think last week just meant more, which is why they were up and ready and they held Pitt to under 100 yards rushing, even more than that. But we saw them against Ohio. I keep calling Ohio, Iowa. Ohio. I don't care if it was a look-ahead spot or not. You scored 10 points against Ohio. Ohio, they're a legit team. I respect the hell out of them. But you didn't show up. That's very concerning to me, and I don't want to trust it. Kansas, one of the most lethal offenses in the country, very underrated offense. They're explosive. They're fun to watch. I don't think 2 scores is a lot to ask for against a defense that does not exist. They showed up last week. I don't think they show up this week. And I'm not concerned about whatever the Mountaineers have to offer. I think this is a clear spot for also Kansas to bounce back against Missouri. They know what a real team is. Yep. They're not going to play down to West Virginia. So I think this is a blowout.
Kansas coming off a bye week as well. West Virginia coming off their Super Bowl, beating Pitt in the backyard brawl. So you've got that factor as well. Kansas at home, first conference game in the brand new stadium as well. What's Kansas team total? Because that would maybe intrigue me in this one as well. 56.5. So, a fairly high total, probably going to see some back and forth because, West Virginia can't
first
really
half
stop
17.5, full game 35.
That's
a
I would much rather take this.
I would
much rather take this because even Ohio only put up 17 points when I thought they would score 32.
This is true.
Kansas clearly, I think, has a more talented and more explosive offense, but I don't know. I just think Virginia's defense is trash. It's completely scrapped too. By the way, they don't return anybody. It's brand new. They're still finding their footing.
Well, that's probably why it's so bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Brand spanking new.
That's an obvious.
All right. Colby Marcio, you CLV Warrior. It's up to 13.5. Is that still a go?
Wow.
Is that still a go?
Yeah, I wrote take this up to 14. Obviously don't take anything above 14. I don't think asking for 3 scores is legit, realistic.
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty much seeing 13.5 across the board.
I took it. This is the opening number. I took it on Sunday right away.
Yeah. Under 2 touchdowns, I think is a go for sure. Okay, you should blow them out.
Now, another game I know you're probably going to disagree with. We have to get this out of the way. I love discourse anywhere, but tell me why it's not this, because I know you disagree with me. Tell me why it's not. That's not the number now. That's not the number now. So I wrote this article. I wrote, if you can't get anything, what is it currently at? Is it over 7.5?
Yes.
I think if you can't get a 7, you take the over.
It's
think
yeah,
that's
it's pretty much 7.5 across the board. I'm seeing. I mean, you guys know I'm an Arkansas hater this year. With their win total under. Thankfully I had this game against Memphis going either way, so I technically can afford a loss in my mind, or an Arkansas win rather in my mind for their win total.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've seen. I will say I was impressed with Arkansas last week against Ole Miss. I did not necessarily expect them. Yeah, they probably should have. Can they do that 2 weeks in a row? Sure, Memphis is a weaker opponent, but they got Notre Dame on the horizon. They've got the rest of the SEC on the horizon. If Arkansas can stay focused for the match at hand, they could win this game. I think Memphis is a little frisky, though. So I would be worried. At 7.5, I like Memphis catching a touchdown.
I completely agree.
So
CLV
Warrior.
My biggest gripe with Arkansas taking them this week was they let a D2 standout in his first Division I start look like God. Chambliss looked fantastic. Looked fantastic. I didn't even notice that was the backup until the second quarter, I think.
Really?
I was like, this guy looks good. I was like, why was this the spread? They're going to cover this with ease. He looks fantastic. Forgot Simmons was injured. Completely forgot. But they put up more yards than Ole Miss. They 1,000% should have won. Memphis has yet to play a single soul. Soul. Let's read off the teams that they have played. Troy, Georgia State, Chattanooga. Oh, my God, I'm shaking in my boots. I think 5.5 is a go with Arkansas if it goes down. But, again, I think the over is a play if you don't like any of the numbers for Arkansas because I don't trust Arkansas's defense. I trust their offense. Their offense looked really good last week. I think they should be pissed off that they lost. And top shelf McGee over there with the Razorbacks should have those boys up and ready to roll.
No faith in Sam Pittman, no faith in Taylor Green, but more power to you.
Taylor Green looked good. They looked good.
He looked good. He looked really good against, bad opponents. He played decent against Ole Miss. I'll give him that.
Wait, he has 11 touchdowns on the year?
Yeah.
I suppose he had 6 in that first.
They put up 108 points the first 2 games.
Yeah.
And still put up 35 against Ole Miss. So
yeah,
maybe the offense is firing, but I don't know.
Yeah, the offense seems fine. I could get on board with an over, being I've missed the 5.5.
Exactly.
Like I think that's the play. You missed the 5.5. It's over.
I'm shocked that she skyrocketed like that. So it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. Oh, all right. Hold on. I got one more thing we can talk about, and then we can go on from me.
One more. Bring it on.
There we go. You know what that is?
I can't say that I do.
It's a storm.
Oh.
You know what happens when you storm?
Hootie hoo.
Bait them.
Hootie hoo.
We're taking tempo, baby. We're taking tempo at the best number possible. 24.5.
It's a good number.
Georgia Tech beat Clemson. Their Super Bowl. We all saw Debo. But also, guess who cried? Haynes King and their coach, I forgot his name. They had a little emotional post. Brett Key. They got a little emotional post game. They had a little choke up moments. And I am all over Temple. Whoever Temple played last week does not matter because this is a system play and we take bingo. Back-to-back real games. Back-to-back real games. I think Oklahoma is a much better team than Georgia Tech. Also, I don't think Georgia Tech wakes up the way they did this past weekend and gets ready for Clemson. They're not waking up for the Owls. The following week, they have to go to Wake Forest. I think that's what they're looking forward to. Not saying that Wake Forest is some juggernaut, but Temple should stay within the 24 here, and it's a system play I have to take.
So I'm very high on Georgia Tech this year. I really like Georgia Tech. But I agree with you here because you come off that type of win. It's a massive letdown spot, and it's Temple. And you're laying 24.5. Yeah, I would take the Owls for sure.
Kid, are you not familiar with my
I am. You storm and then you fade. You fade the storm.
Fade the storm, fade the tears, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's the right move too. I'm with you, Kate. I'm high on Georgia Tech. I'm looking at the rest of their schedule right now, and they could have a cakewalk into the ACC championship. After that win to Memphis, they get to avoid Miami. They get to avoid Florida State. They get Pitt at home. They got to go to Georgia, not an ACC game at the end of the year. But I have faith in this Georgia Tech team, but you're right. This is the spot where they don't cover this number. They're probably going to win by 3 touchdowns, probably going to win by 21. But like Tukey's saying in chat, backdoor is going to be wide open for the Owls to come in and get a garbage touchdown like Northwestern and cover the spread. So
the best.
I think this is definitely the right number at 24.5. Good for you. Hootie-hoo. Go Owls.
Hootie-hoo!
All right, guys. What other games we got? What other games are we eyeing?
So tell me if I'm
Craven.
nuts here. Laying 25.5 with Notre Dame. Similar play to the Alabama last week. If Notre Dame wants to make the playoff, they have to absolutely destroy everyone in their path, because your 2 best opponents you just lost to, they're not making the playoffs. Well, they probably will because they're Notre Dame and they do every year. They don't have a conference title game, but they have to blow everyone out of the water. So I'm tempted to lay. I have not yet. I'm tempted to lay the 25, and I don't believe in Purdue. Purdue's had a cakewalk of a schedule. It's made them look a little bit better. Just the points that they've been put on the board. Purdue's not a good football team.
Purdue got a BS cover last week against USC as well at home. I was on the Trojans -20.5. Some touchdown in the last few minutes.
No,
for them to cover.
Bama's getting bought. Oh no, we're down to 4.
Already for week 5.
There's a 4.5.
For real?
I'm taking Bama right now. I
That's
can't
what
look
you
at
do,
that
folks.
movement.
You got to get the numbers early. Colby Marshall, hardest working man in the business.
And Sean Shrani. That's my favorite photo to post. My favorite photo.
You and Sean?
Hardest working man in sports and Sean Shrani.
It's true.
Oh, it's the best.
Couldn't be more than that good. I like that Notre Dame play because it is the same thinking with Alabama. I mean, me and Colby were actually talking about it yesterday that, this Notre Dame team's 0-2. We were talking about, okay, they're 0-2. Why are they still ranked? Maybe it is because they're legit, but the narrative is going to shift if they go 10-0 and end up 10-2 and are probably going to be in the college football playoff. And we're going to talk about this is the best 0-2 team we've ever seen because those are 2 legitimate losses. Miami is a very good team on the road. Texas A&M, I think Texas A&M is going to be a college football playoff team too. So those losses look all right on Notre Dame's schedule, especially if they win out, cover a lot of the spreads. So at home, you got to give your fans something to cheer about. Purdue, not good. This should be a blowout, 100%.
And the Miami loss is looking better and better based on how good Miami is.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that Texas A&M loss will be too. Obviously, they shouldn't have been in that position, but I think the Aggies might be legit. They proved it to me in South Bend last week.
I hate this app.
It doesn't.
You're telling me it's one number and it's not. No, I'm seeing 3.5s now. What the hell?
What?
Alabama. I want 4.5. Where that? And then it's saying some books are offering it, but they're not. I hate this planet.
I'm looking at a 24.5 for Notre Dame out there instead of 25. So once again,
I'm still talking about
Bama. Shopping. I know you are.
Colby, I think that 3.5 is there. According to this.
4.
There's a 4 on the worldwide leader.
No, it's not. It's not even there. The game isn't
not
even there.
Okay, this odds screen is not updated. Then
they're liars. They're saying it's on these books and they're not there. I hate that app. It does not work. Stop hiring AI to do your work. That's why no one has bills paid. They're broke. Everyone's broke. God, we live in a terrible time.
I have the same feelings towards that app specifically.
God, why do I have to love sports? I don't want 3.5. I want 4. Even though I know they definitely lose by a field goal or they get murdered.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Is there any games we're missing, guys?
Does anyone have thoughts on Tulane Ole Miss, or am I just a delusional Green Wave fan?
Tulane stormed.
Yeah, I was going to say this might be a sell high on Tulane. I do think Tulane's good, but it might be a sell high on Tulane.
I don't want any part of it because Tulane stormed, and I didn't think Ole Miss should have won last week. So it's just two teams I just don't want any part of. Sure, my system play is involved, but I watched that Ole Miss game. I don't know. What's the number?
It's 11.5 is what I'm seeing. I did not realize Tulane stormed. They stormed against Duke.
No, I was going to take Tulane, and Nate told me they stormed, and I was like,
come on.
And I mean, Duke, Tulane's played Duke, and who else? Northwestern.
Northwestern, yeah.
Like, those are two teams, like,
and they almost lost to South Alabama. Arguably should have lost to South Alabama.
Like, I don't know. I need more from Tulane.
This could be Lane Kiffin making sure he covers the spread at home.
Yeah,
no doubt.
He hasn't covered 3 straight spreads. I'm pretty sure they have not covered a spread. Let me double check.
No, they had to cover against Georgia State. They won by 56.
Yeah.
They had to cover that
how many weeks ago was that?
That was week one. That was week 1.
So he went.
Well, and again, they should have covered against Kentucky, but Mark Stoops kicks
Don't count. My wallet. I'm the booster.
Right,
my wallet was not packed.
It doesn't count, but
so I'm tripping Lane's DMs like, yo, man, I just put up that second wing over in something hall. So.
Well, hey, big Green Wave fan this year, cheering on their win total. I did have this one as a loss, thankfully, so I can afford this one. But it'd be great if the Green Wave snuck it out. Also, Chewy, shout out for the raid, brother. We appreciate you tuning in. Come on down, Chewy's party. We're talking college football. After this, we got MLB. After that, we got the W. We got all things coming live here at Betting News.
Special guests coming up too. Special guests.
2 of them. Couple special guests.
Yeah, we got Italian. Hey. Me and Jennifer were talking. We don't even know where our hands are going to go. Hi, Grandma.
Daisy, how you doing? Thanks for listening.
Jennifer Piacenti coming up.
Love
another Italian. Hopefully she yells too. We were nerding out earlier today. Dude, I can't wait to talk baseball. No offense to this show.
I will say we got Colby to say it's football season in our meeting today.
Wow.
Those
words it's tough. I'm juggling 3 sports right now. It's tough.
Yeah,
that is tough.
It's tough.
Well, that's why. I mean, you just hang it up on baseball. Baseball's over.
No, Kate.
That's what all the rational people did.
That's it. I'm not listening to this disrespect.
He's leaving. He's out. It's us. College football the rest of the way. He's got to get ready for the pickoff. Look, Colby.
I'm not listening to this disrespect.
We love you, man. But, like, come
I'm
on.
not listening to this disrespect.
Oh, he got the sign off the wall.
We got 15 minutes, folks.
That's pretty cool. Who sent you that, Colby?
Jess got me it.
Oh, cute.
That's
awesome. It lights up.
That's an awesome gift.
I know.
I still think you should have that in your background. I mean, the bookshelf looks great, but
why would you not?
No, so I did it, and well, you guys would assume it has to be on, right? Like since it's a neon sign, it looks terrible. Like I originally had it where I have Muhammad Ali, but it looks terrible. It's too bright. It ruins the screen. It ruins the It's like you can't even recognize what that sign is. Plus, I like it over there. There's nothing else next to it.
Just on its own wall. It's a little photo op for you.
Yeah, here. So like it's there, and then
that's cute.
Yeah, it's a good looking wall.
And then there's me.
And then there's you with the bookshelf.
I love that. That's the greatest creation I've ever put together. Is this bookshelf.
I like your ivy.
Thank you. His name. Oh yeah, he's real. His name's Reggie.
Reggie the Ivy. Reggie the real.
It's a golden pathos. Let's get it right.
Yeah.
Is that is that a type of ivy? Is that
he is 4 years old.
Oh wow.
Hey, no, I don't, Padge. No, I don't. No, I don't, bro. Oh, I didn't even think about
Get that weak stuff out of here, Colby.
Didn't even think about that when I named him Reggie. Whatever.
Well,
Let's talk about the grossest game on the week. The Rice game on Thursday. Is anyone tuning in?
No.
Rice and Charlotte, standalone ESPN, two American teams. No,
we were in our meeting this morning. Daniel was like, "Is anyone going to cover the Rice game on Thursday?" And no one wanted to do it. I was like, "I just want to let you know, no one's going to watch it."
Yeah.
He's like, "You sure?" I go, the NFL's going to be on.
Yeah, no one's watching Rice, Charlotte.
Two types of people that are watching are Rice alum and Charlotte alums, and they probably are even just scoreboard watching as Thursday Night Football is on the TV.
I know exactly who's going to watch that game. The Sickos Committee on Twitter. They will definitely be posting about it just because that's their bit. They love games that no one cares about. They're the best when it comes to college basketball.
Shout out our guy Crutch. He'll probably be tuning in. Actually, he's got Rice's win total over this year, so that could be that could be a big one for him. Crutch, we're rooting for you. Go Owls, man. Go Owls.
That's so funny. I wish Crutch was here for that. He'd be like, "Yeah, dude, I got their spread at 2.5 or whatever the hell that spread is." I didn't even know there was a game on Thursday.
I didn't either.
I don't know why college does that. Like NFL reigns supreme, so why not just push it to Friday? Give people more football on Friday.
There's only like 2 games on Friday.
Exactly. So one more. Whatever.
That was my biggest gripe with when Athletes Unlimited was doing fall softball during the NFL season. I was like, you guys are missing out on a ton because they would do it because they had that 3-day weekend of like games. So they had a Friday, which is a great day to do it, and then Saturday, Sunday. You're on ESPN3, and then you're on whatever they were when they first started. I was just like, you got to do it during the summer. I know baseball is going to compete with you, but people want other options too. That's why the W's growing as well, and NWSL.
100%.
True.
And they did change it. Now they have it in, I think they have it August and then in June. So they're figuring out. But I can't wait for midweek MAC. That's where people genuinely care.
Absolutely.
About football. Tuesday football. I want to do a MAC game this year. I'm still trying to figure out which.
How many weeks away are we from Tuesday MAC? It wasn't until November, right?
Late October. I think late October.
Is it late October? I'm flipping through right now.
Oh, I can't wait to do player props again for the MAC. Oh, that was like crack last year.
We've got Wednesday football. It's actually not MAC, but Wednesday football, October 8th.
Ooh.
Is some Wednesday football, and then the next week, Tuesday the 14th begins MACtion. Actually, those aren't even MAC teams. It's what is that? Conference USA.
On a Wednesday. Conference USA.
Conference USA with MACtion officially in November, I guess. But yeah, we'll have Conference USA Tuesdays, Wednesdays, starting in early October. When is MACtion? MACtion not till November, I guess. Yep, MACtion not till November. So Tuesday football beginning October. CUSA doesn't have the same ring as MACtion, but it's football. Football on Tuesday.
The beauty of MACtion was it starts in the middle of the week. You know what teams are what, so you can really figure out where you're going to attack the player props. It's like, oh, they give up 300 yards a game on the ground. We'll be laddering
to the moon.
Oh my God, he's a
cash cow. That was you last year. You didn't bet very many player props at all.
It would only be during the week.
Except for MACtion. Right. Except for MACtion during the week.
Nate,
too much to handle on Saturdays.
Nate, I had 24 hours to look at 2 teams. I think I can cut it down to 2 guys that I'm interested in.
We're going to find a player prop. No doubt.
I was like, oh, yeah, we're taking Akron's quarterback over 180 yards. He's going to get 300 today. The books don't care. And I would get such an early number. People were chirping me saying that I had a fake line because the number would go up 58 yards. They're like, what are you doing? I see 248. You got an 80? 180?
They all the money, all the attention's elsewhere.
If I ever put out a fake slip, just know I'm done doing this gig.
No need to mention fake slips. That one hits home for a lot of people these days.
Yeah. I don't understand I know this is a social media thing with the community, but I don't understand people's obsessions with like somebody like is like, hey, yeah, I won this bet, and they're like, well, let's see the slip. They gave it out 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Who cares? Right. Who cares? Literally, who cares?
I mean, and I get, sure, maybe there are people that aren't actually betting what they give out on social media, but I mean, at this point, you just have to find trusted media personalities, and we've got plenty here at Betting News. So just vet your people, trust your people. That's all there is to it. Find good people to follow.
Yeah, don't be keeping up with people that shame you to give them interactions as well.
It's true. That's true. You said it. Hey, man.
You said it.
We do this for the followers. We appreciate you all.
Yeah, it's all love. Spread love the Brooklyn way, whatever that song goes. 5 minutes,
Whoa,
folks. 5 minutes before I get.
Is that actually a thing?
Oh yeah, that's a thing. I don't know if it's
the
yours.
It's on the new Max.
Is it on the new
Oh.
Max? It's only the new Max.
Yeah.
There's like 7.
Yeah, I
of them,
can't do it. I have a Mac.
I have a way old Mac. My Mac's about to launch itself to the moon.
This
Same.
one's
Mine's from
supposed to be one, too.
2017.
There we go.
I think mine is around there.
Oh, KP, you, me both, baby. You, me both.
I'm pretty sure
5
I
minutes
was doing it on my old Mac too, but that was 2 years ago.
You
so I
would
don't
think
know.
it would fix itself with an update, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a reaction setting. Oh, have I just not updated my reaction setting? Apparently, I'll have to read into that. You never know. You have to enable reactions.
Interesting.
It just knows my reactions are always enabled. So watch out, people. Firecracker here.
It does it on FaceTime. Kate, if you
Does
do it on FaceTime, it'll do it.
Interesting.
Huh.
It's a Mac thing. The more you know.
Yeah. Shout out to Mac Tuesdays.
So close.
All right, sickos. Let's go through the plays one last time. Friday night, we're back in the Fighting Kate Constables.
Woo!
And we're taking
the under.
Arkansas Razorbacks -5.5. Temple, because we're fading the storm of Georgia Tech. Shaggy's favorite school, Kansas -11.5. Take the 13.5. Rush. Run.
To the booth. To the booth.
We're also on Utah's Texas Tech's first half under 27.5. That's Kate's bet. We're also on Miami, Kate as well. Miami is a legit team, and holy crap, I hope they win by a million because I hate Billy Napier. Iowa, Rutgers under 45.5. Texas Tech again under full game. Florida's team total under 21.5 from Nate Dogg, and that is our place. We will have write-ups and galore throughout the week. Keep checking up. I don't even know what I was trying to say. I lost my train of thought mid speech.
You got it. Just keep talking it out.
Keep it going, Colby.
Keep it going.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're doing phenomenal. We're all cheering you on.
All right. Keep up with all the things we have here at Betting News. Check it all out on our website at bettingnews.com. I'm not going anywhere. They're going places. Kate will be back in an hour for the W. Nate Dogg will be taking a lovely snooze, a bruise, a napski.
Yes, I will.
I'm going to take a quick 10-second break when I find this little GIF. We'll be back in 5 minutes with Jennifer Piacenti. We will be talking all things baseball. I will be ranting once again about dumper pumpers because I saw a post from Harold Reynolds that he still thinks he's the MVP. Can we get our head out of our dumpers for the love of God? Thank you all for tuning into the Old College Try. I'm Colby Marshall. That's Kate Constable and Nate Hornung. Make sure you follow us, please. We do a lot of hard work, man. We're just not asking for much. I'm just kidding. Thank you all for being here. I will be right back. Toodle.
Daisy, don't go anywhere, Daisy. Your grandson's staying on.
everybody. Welcome into the Pickoff. I'm your host, as always, Colby Marcio. I don't know what happened with all that technological glitching that we had back there because I was going to take a 2-minute break. But whatever, I'm not going to take a break. We got a lot to talk about. We have a huge show, special guest coming soon. Who? You'll find out in a second. I have a rant, which I'm not going to do alone because I'm sick and tired of talking about this topic by myself. So we will bring in our special guest, Jennifer Piacenti, in a second. It is a full-blown Italian show. If you have anything bad, ill will, wished upon Italians, you can leave now. I will wait. Good, you're gone. Anywho, my grandma's here. Everyone say nice things about me. Grandma, hello. If I didn't say hello to you earlier, hello again. Big show. I have a ton of plays. Jennifer has a boatload of plays. And you know what? I don't have anything else to say. Let's just bring her in. Let's bring in our special guest because it's time. Woo! Jennifer, hello!
Hey, welcome. What an intro. That was awesome. Do I look like my headshot? Because I feel like I had hair and makeup in that, and maybe like in real life. Not quite
No,
that
you
much.
look fine. Everyone's
Okay,
giving you the fire emojis. They said you
Love
look
it.
great. W's around for Jennifer. Jennifer, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I got
Yeah.
caught up with the season. People, if you're not following Jen, first of all, get off your rear end. She is one of the sharpest people on Twitter doing baseball. Good Lord. I saw you on Smalls' show, and then I followed you, and I was like, oh, my God, everything is green on here. I need to get her on to talk to baseball because there's not a lot of us that like to talk baseball, which I think is sad.
I agree. I think it's very sad. And you know what's funny is everybody talks football, but when people talk football and baseball, I feel like they're just my people. Like those are my people.
Yeah, it's tough juggling it right now. It's so tough juggling it right now. I was just saying earlier today, I was like, the slate's kind of a snooze. And I'm like, maybe it's because I have half my card ready for the weekend for football.
Oh, yeah, because week 3 football is like my favorite week because now we've had 2 games to see how things are playing out. And, you know, we've all made our off-season prognostication. We've already decided what we're going to think. And now they've been validated or not validated. And we can see snap counts changing. And so week 3 is kind of like where we get into the sweet spot, 3-4, where we can start getting little edges on the books. Like we're watching snap counts they may not be watching, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the same. And I went to look at this slate. First thing I did was like, well, the night before I looked and I was like, oh my God, it's Jake Irvin Day. Yes, it's Jake Irvin Day. That is all my plays. And then I looked and it was like 1:00 game.
Yeah. I'm not a big day game guy. I've had minimal success with day baseball this year. I know people complain about it. G Unit always complains when there's no baseball, but I don't want to watch baseball while I'm working still. I used to love it when I was in an office, but when I'm home doing little articles, writing it up, I want to do that later in the evening.
I hear you, and I didn't watch it either, but I did watch Matt Olson hit a home run, which was going to be the auto play for a Jake Irvin, despite the fact they had bad matchups. So, guys, there's only 2 more weeks left of the season, 11 games, 10 games, whatever. If Jake Irvin pitches 1 or 2 more times, this is what you do. Any left-handed batter versus Jake Irvin, you put a sprinkle on that for a home run because it is astronomical, the ridiculous splits he has for home runs. Yeah. In fact, I made money betting on a Brett Beatty home run just because he was facing Jake Irvin. Okay, so this is how it works. So that's my tidbit for you guys if you see Jake Irvin again. Unfortunately, we missed him for this show. But
yeah, I was hesitant because I don't touch the Braves often because they're just terrible. They're not what they are supposed to be. I mean, next year I'm sure they'll be fine, but I'm completely out on even touching them. So that's why I didn't. So I don't even know what they scored in the first 5. I was going to take their first 5 team total over. I don't want to know. Please don't tell me, anyone in chat. Please don't tell me if I would have won if I took it. But Jen, I rant all the time about this topic, and I need to hear your thoughts. Okay. Harold Reynolds said Cal Raleigh is still his vote for MVP. Can you please tell the people what I've been saying for months now? And just say that's just wrong. It's wrong.
It's just wrong. I'm sorry. It is just wrong. I get it that what he's done has been so cool for a catcher. No catcher has done this, but the dude is practically batting below the Mendoza line half the time. It's not. That is not MVP. I'm sorry. And it's Judge. I hate to say it.
What are we? I tweeted it, I quoted it because it's clickbait. I'm aware. I bit the hook. He does not believe that. Some producer is telling him to say that has to be. If he's such a baseball mind, first of all, you can't, like you said, somebody who's below the league average. He's also almost at 40% K percentage, and over 40% of his hits in the second half are just home runs. That's not an MVP.
That's not actually useful.
Yeah.
Also, the guy has a nickname, the Big Dumper. Are we seriously going to memorialize someone that has the name Big Dumper? Because I am out on that. Sorry, it's disgusting. And
confirmed, not a butt girl. Confirmed. Confirmed.
Honestly, that is automatic disqualification in my mind. You're out. You're done. No. Big Dumper, done. No. It's Judge. It just is Judge. And I know that that's boring, and everybody that's not a Yankees fan is tired of seeing Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. I feel that too. We all have a little bit of boredom with that. We want something to be mixed up, but the facts are there are a lot better options than Cal Raleigh. And I know we want it to be cool and we want it to be the Mariners. I'm sure we're going to talk about the AL West and how bad everybody wants it to be the Mariners.
I hate them.
It's not. I hate them too.
I hate them. We'll get into it. This is going to be perfect. This is like we've been doing this for years. Perfect. I'm a Yankees fan. I'm not a biased. People in chat can confirm that I try to keep my bias out of everything because it's sports and we bet. So we can't really have bias when we bet. I think it's ludicrous the amount of slander people are putting on Aaron Judge when this is one of the best seasons we have arguably ever seen out of anyone. He's putting up monster numbers, better numbers than Cal ever wished he could. My biggest gripe with Cal's batting average, you go back and look at all the catchers that have won MVP. None of them have had batting average even remotely close to what Cal's had. And I understand he's on the Yankees. Aaron Judge is on the Yankees. He's on the most hated team franchise of all time. I can understand that. But why are we lying to ourselves that he's not the MVP? He's like minus 1,000 right now. I know that's because people buying in and whatnot, it fluctuates. But how is it not? I will ride in the streets. If the Big Dumper, also we murdered his nickname. I know you hate it. I thought it was great before it was mainstream. Now the dumper pumpers that are pushing him to be the MVP are idiots.
Yeah.
Are you a big fan of dumper pumpers? I saw someone post it on Twitter.
I'm not. I'm so out on this. Like I'm telling you, I might have been able to be in on Cal Raleigh until we got terms such as dumper pumper. Okay, like
those are his fans.
There's no world in which this should exist. It needs to be done. We're done. And God forbid, like his future wife, is she Mrs. Dumper Pumper? Like all of this is terrible. It's just terrible. And then you have baby dumpers. Like what? Changes. It's disgusting, the whole thing. And I don't think we should be celebrating flat dumpers anyway, if you ask me, because we need to celebrate the beauty in the sport.
Oh God, that's iconic.
But you know what? I think it's a great story. I'm happy for him that he won the home run derby. But to your point, most of his runs, most of his offensive contribution have just been via home run, and that's fantastic. That's great. But it's not really what makes someone the most valuable player. And Aaron Judge, he's average, situational, everything that really makes you an MVP. Yeah. Now, of course, the argument is always every year, can someone win the MVP if their team isn't winning? That's someone out the window this year because the Mariners do seem to be threatening for the AL West or possibly a wild card. And the Yankees are at about the same win percentage. I think they have one more win than the Mariners. So
and I would argue Judge carried all those bumps.
Too. Somebody might argue that Cal Raleigh carried them too because for a while he did. They were hot for a while. But that really is more of a team effort. I feel like not that the Yankees aren't a team effort. But
no, I was you're saving me here because I always like to call him a bag of bumps because they can't perform if he's not in the lineup. Talking about Judge, they can't perform. He's the heartbeat. He's the soul. When he was out, we were talking about them missing the playoffs. I mean, if that doesn't just automatically tell you the impact he has in the lineup every single day, despite if he goes 0 for 4, he's still the morale boost that the team needs desperately every night.
100%. I used to not be the biggest fan of Aaron Judge. Like I didn't quite get it, but over time he has grown on me more and more. And I also think he's a really good human being. Not that Cal Raleigh isn't. He seems like a great human being too.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to go back to this again. His nickname is Big Dumper. Okay.
And then Judge is the captain. Better name.
Way better name. Way better name.
What's your favorite team, by the way?
I mean, like Judge's is All Rise. What is his? All Dump? Like what do we
take a dump?
No. My team, okay, you're not going to like this. I'm going to tell you right now what my team is, and you're not going to like it, and I want you to know that I keep it out of my analysis. Everyone's going to hate it. It's the Houston Astros.
Oh, no, I'll save you on this. I think anyone who still calls them the cheaters is a what do the kids say? They're just that they're not a real baseball fan. If you're a real baseball fan, you would know the whole team. Casual. Thank you, Prindy. Prindy said casual. Thank you so much. That is the word I was looking for. They're a casual sports fan. It's almost been a decade. Jordan was not there. It's just, well, now Correa is back.
Altuve. Well, Correa is back. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But still, it's over with. They've proven they could do it without the cheating. The only thing I'm upset with is Judge should have won the MVP in 2017. I can live with him not. But it's over with. We can start enjoying the Astros again. You can wear Astro stuff. If you're still booing, just make it Altuve, please. Just him. Outside of anyone else, I'm fine with them. I like the Astros. I think they're a fun team.
I like the Astros too. We'll talk about that.
Do you like them to come out of the AL?
So here's my thought. Yes, I do. I am concerned now with Jordan leaving last night in a boot just when he was really hot. But the reason I like them to come out of the AL is just because of a habit. And I believe that this is something really strong in Major League Baseball. Yeah. It is a habit for them to win. You remember 2 years ago when actually, I believe it was the Mariners beat the Rangers. So technically, I think this is how it went down. The Rangers were the wild card team and the Astros were the division winner, something like that. Anyway, they just win. It doesn't matter. They have no pieces, right? Yeah. They can't hit. They're terrible, except for when Jordan is there. Their pitching is hanging on by a thread. It doesn't matter. They still figure out a way to win. Yeah. And interestingly, they're better versus teams that are better than 500. So even if they get into the playoffs, they have a decent shot there. That is not the case for the Mariners or the Rangers, who both have poor home road splits as well. So there's just there's tradition of winning in Houston. I think they probably will. And I don't know that they can win the wild card, but I do believe they can win the division.
Yeah, I think I've been trying to find a team to root for in the postseason. Well, just out of the AL, because I think whoever comes out of the AL loses to whoever comes out of the NL. I don't know who the matchup is. I can't get a feel for any of these teams, which I think is fun because the years past, we've been like, okay, 2 years ago, I thought it was the Rangers. I'm like, okay, I'm going to ride with the Rangers. I really like the Rangers since that June. I was like, this is the best offense in baseball. I never bet on it. I still regret it. But I have no feel. It's probably going to be the most obvious choice. It could most likely be the Yankees and Dodgers again, and people will hate it. But I don't trust the Yankees as a fan of them. I am out on them after last night going 7-0, losing 7-0. They're lifeless, and they should be on fire right now. The bullpen, you cannot trust anybody in that bullpen. It's like you have to leave the starter out there till the 9th inning.
Yeah, they do have real bullpen struggles, which in the past has been their strength. So that's got to be especially frustrating as a Yankees fan because that's what you're used to seeing. So you can't depend on that right now, which is frustrating. I do agree that the Yankees have some depth issues, particularly with their pitching, and I don't think they'll probably make it to the World Series. But as you said, a tradition of winning is something that the Yankees also have, as opposed to a team like the Mariners or the Brewers, who are on the NL side, who would be really fish out of water in the World Series. You know, they're not used to that in any way. So that would be interesting. I do agree that the National League is so much better this year. Like all the strong teams are on the NL side. The AL has been a crapshoot from the beginning. Is it the Tigers?
It's wide open. It's painfully wide open.
And what we've seen since they changed the playoffs with these two wild card teams the last few years is it's literally anyone. Anyone that gets hot at the right time can win the World Series. Yeah. Anyone. I mean, look at the Nationals from 2019. They came through. They were just hot at the right time. Were they the best team? No way. Not
The
even
Rangers.
close. Rangers, same thing.
Yeah.
Right? So
it's the beauty of it.
It's the beauty of it or the frustration of it. If you've been rooting for a great team the whole time and some wild card team comes through and just gets really hot and they're not really better. But I think for the casuals, as you call them, it is fun. It's more fun to root for an underdog like the Diamondbacks, things like that. And we may hate the Yankees-Dodgers World Series, but again, for the casuals, Yankees-Dodgers World Series, pretty exciting.
Yeah, and as a Yankees fan, that last year sucked, but I will always say people make it sound like the Yankees were swept by 12 runs a game. They were in every game. Yeah. They just couldn't close it out.
No, it was a good series. I mean, it was good baseball. And the great thing about our game is there's no clock, right? Games are won by one run, especially in the playoffs. Defense, pitching, it matters so much. It's beautiful. It's so tense. It's so great. Yeah. I've been to a few World Series as an Astros fan. I've been to 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty cool. Wow. The energy is
I love when you can feel something is brewing. That's you can't. I don't feel that in any other sport, but in playoff baseball, you can sense somebody's about to hit a nuke.
You're like
somebody's going to explode
half the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
like when Soto hit his home run against the Guardians, I got chills. I watched that replay all the next day. That was the greatest home run I've ever seen. And it's sad he's still not there. That is the coolest thing ever. He said, throw it. He's going, I'm throwing. I'll get him. Oh.
And conversely, the opposite is true. When you watch Brad Lidge give up like the game-losing home run to Albert Pujols, that will tear a hole in your soul.
Aroldis Chapman
owns us. Aroldis owns us.
I was talking about when Jose Altuve hit that walk-off against the Yanks in Game 7.
Oh God, that was against off Chapman, right? Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, against your team.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I saw that one.
I got the worst thing. I got the update before I watched it live. That's even worse. That's even worse.
It was unbelievable. I was like, no way! I was screaming, but
then he had the old.
No, he didn't. Oh, come on! Please do not say you buy into the buzzer thing.
I don't know what to think, but it's just fun. No. It's fun conspiracy. I'm a big conspiracy guy.
I let people make the jokes. It's okay.
It's fun conspiracy.
Jokes about everybody else's team, so it's fair.
It's a winning franchise. You guys can't stop being there. Or even on the doubting years, this year, last year, you guys can't stop. But who do you think comes out of the NL? I got nothing.
I don't know. I feel like
it's the Dodgers.
For the Brewers.
Mookie's hot.
But the Brewers have failed in postseason. Like every time they get there, it feels like this team's a little bit different. Feels like they're winning the right way, that they're smart, they're manufacturing runs, they're being clever on the base paths. They've turned a pitching staff that features like Quinn Priester into a winning staff.
Oh, God,
really impressive what they've done.
Andrew Vaughn is God.
Yeah. How does that happen?
As a Chicagoan, I know he used to suck.
I mean, it's crazy. So I kind of feel like it could be, but I have futures bets on the Cubs and the Padres, so I kind of rather hope it be them so I can cash them out. I cashed those, I placed those like way early when they were like 20-1. So I'd rather be that for my pocketbook. But it could be the Dodgers. But you know what? But can we talk about the Dodgers? I'm sorry, they're a failure for the amount of money that they spent in the offseason.
They are.
You failed.
What are they going to 20 wins less than their win total? Is it going to be like something like that?
Stupid. They have like the same amount of wins as the Astros, maybe. I don't know. It's not that many.
I'll look it up.
It's not good. The Padres are only a couple games behind them. And they spent how much money? They spent like the entire farm. And they got everybody. And they still aren't producing. And I know Mookie had a slump and all this, but you should be so
84 wins.
84 wins. Meh. The Brewers are scoffing.
My biggest gripe with a lot of these teams in the NL is exactly what you're saying. I can't buy into the Brewers because they always choke. I can't buy. I mean, if the Mets make it, I'm totally out of the Mets. I'm not on them.
I don't think they're too far back.
Yeah.
Phillies and Cubs are going to clinch tonight, postseason, and
we got Phillies fans in the chat. They're saying they just say keep the Phillies out of your mouth. I'm out on the Phillies. I'm out on the Padres because they're going to be the darling of everyone who's casually now getting into baseball or when the playoffs start. Like, oh, the Padres look pretty solid again. Prove it to me. I want to be proven wrong, and that's why I keep leaning towards the Dodgers despite their failure of a season. And
which it is.
Mookie getting hot, I think, is terrifying.
That made a big difference.
And their rotations now humming. They're getting hot at the right time.
They finally could be getting hot at the right time because for the past few years now, obviously they won last year. But for a few years before that, they were always getting hot at the wrong time. Like they really choked in the postseason. So they may actually – yeah. And they were kind of owned by the Padres there for a little bit too. So I think they, it's very likely it could be the Dodgers. But your point stands, like whoever it is in the NL, I think they have an advantage because they're going to be facing the Tigers, the Yankees, the Astros.
I don't think the Tigers have it. I like nobody. I had the chance to ask Keith Law about the Mariners because I hate them. I think they're just lucky as all hell. I'm starting to compare them to the Brewers. They're just how are they humming?
Like the Brewers. They're a lot like the
humming.
Brewers.
Yeah, I mean the Brewers just have nobodies, but the Mariners they got so many bats that have terrible averages, and they somehow just rack up 12 runs, and the rotation is a complete shell of itself from last season. Brian Wu.
They have a drastic home road splits, and I think that's what's going to hurt them in the playoffs because what's happening is their pitchers who were better previously. This is not their best pitching lineup. They should have done this before. They should have traded for bats in previous seasons. Yeah. Pitching this year, not one of their bigger strengths. They're still very good, but it's not one of their strengths. And when they don't have that home field advantage, they're exposed.
100%. Yeah. I've said it multiple times that if they were buying the way they did this trade deadline last year, I'd be all in. I would be all in.
100%.
All in. I respected them going out and getting Naylor. Great bat, consistent bat. You had to go get Suarez. But Suarez is just a poor man's third baseman version of Cal. Under the batting average, hits home runs. Cool. You got protection for Cal. Now you can't walk him every time he bats.
That's right. So, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the way I'm not a fan. I don't think they're an exciting team to watch either. Because that's part of it too, right? You want to have fun when you're watching the game. Like, I guess you get excited when you watch Kyle Raleigh hit a home run because it's the only time he gets a hit. So,
what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. All right, we have a Monster Tuesday slate. Let's get into some of these games. I have to go to the one where I said you're going to have to sell me on this.
Okay.
Please tell me why it's the former mustache man, Romy Gonzalez, and I know all the reasons why he's facing a lefty, but tell me why we're going all in on him with his bases and his RBI when he's on like a 49-game hit streak.
We're going all in on him because he mashes lefties, and today he's facing Jeffrey Springs, who has a 45% fly ball rate this season. And his home run to fly ball ratio, I think it's upwards of 18%. He has an ERA over 5 since the All-Star break. This guy's delivery is slow. I thought about taking stolen base props versus him too, but I was like, nah, because they're just going to hit him. Boston is top 5 in all hitting categories versus lefties. OPS, slugging, batting average. So Romy, hitting lefties is what he does. That's just what he does. Yeah. Now, he happens to be hot lately for all kinds of pitching, but I believe he's batting, is he third or is he cleanup tonight?
I can double check right now because I tailed Romy and Rob.
So Romy and Rob, the other thing is when they're facing...
Romy's lead off, Rob is fourth, excuse me.
Romy's leading off. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's not as good for his RBI prop, but that's okay because here's what's important.
He can homer.
He's winning 444 versus lefties with runners in scoring position. So you have about a 50% chance if somebody's on base based on history, obviously. I mean,
yeah.
have about a 50% chance that he's going to do it. So instead of betting his home run prop, I'm going to take his bases prop 2+, which is like even money, and then an RBI prop at +180. I'll probably just split that unit. Then if he gets a home run, I'll just say, hey, great, I got the home run. Yeah. Conservative way to play it. And then Rob, same thing. He's batting cleanup. Same thing. He's like 419 versus lefties with runners and
I was looking at it and I was like, yeah, she doesn't have to sell me on this. I already know that Romy at home's batting like 380 against lefties.
Yeah, and Story also at home versus lefties. So that's why I have his bases prop too. So basically, I hope that Jeffrey Springs doesn't do one of these things where I'm all in and then he hits, pitches a no-hitter. This has happened to me once with Martinez this year. His numbers were so crap. I was like, I'm targeting this game. And then he goes out and, pitches a no-hitter, or almost a no-hitter, I think it was. So, I like Boston tonight. I'm going to go ahead and bet on that game. They're good versus lefties in general, so I think there could be opportunities. And the way that I bet is I just don't take many bets that are like -130, -140.
No, yeah, baseball, you don't need to pay. I mean, I've been paying juice a lot more than years past, but you don't need to pay it. I always say there's so much value out there with baseball. I always say the books don't know what the hell they're doing with baseball. They don't care.
That's exactly right. And I think that's something that we don't talk about enough. So when we're talking about,
I try to stress it every chance. I'm not having the greatest year with baseball betting, but I know when Shohei's bases are plus money, it's a go.
Right, and same for Judge, and that's happened multiple times.
Yes. I always go back when anyone tells me that the books know something. I'm like, okay, explain to me why Shohei's bases were plus money when he had 4 home runs. 18 bases against the Marlins a year ago. I had the plus money in that game. I'll never forget it because I wish I had everything on his props because everything hit.
So here's what I would tell people who don't bet baseball a lot too. Follow somebody like Colby that knows this stuff, because here's what happens. These market makers have such a need to get out so many markets so fast, and they are not experienced in MLB, and some of them are even overseas, and they don't know. And so they're just throwing against the wall and hoping it sticks. And then they're watching. And some people may not even take certain bets. They don't move. They don't care. They're just up there to get any kind of action. Take those advantages. And so in MLB over at Shark Bets, we're up like 83%. It's like stupid, but it's because we're able to find those market pricing errors. And you can find that way more in baseball. You can find it in football too. If you find like random tight ends or running back catches and things like that, like less, markets that are less picked over.
Yeah.
In baseball, there's like a buffet. So like, for instance, like bet on teams like the Marlins or the Brewers if you just want to make money, because nobody's paying any attention if their lines are right. Nobody cares.
What's another one I do? I mean, yesterday, good point. Yesterday, I had Davis Schneider laddered, and I was like, okay, because I liked his matchup yesterday. His hit was $1.05. A hit. Almost. Yeah, he got it. First or second at bat. And I was like, I'll ladder this. His bases were 210. His home run was 5-1. I always tell people, if you know you got the right price or a wrong price, and you know this guy is due to explode, be happy that you got the price and be comfortable with losing, because you're gonna lose regardless. So being plus 210 for 2 bases for Davis Schneider, who is semi in a slump, he's a great baseball player. Hits ropes. Probably should have had a double yesterday. I hit it down the line. I missed it. I only heard it on the radio. But I always say, even money for a guy to get a hit when you know it's somebody who can hit the ball, and it's not like insert a terrible baseball player. Even money for a hit is the floor. That's a floor for a baseball player. I agree.
Yes, for a Major League Baseball player, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't get even money for a single hit. I don't care how big the they're in.
Yeah. I made this point last week because we were talking about Thursday night baseball, or Thursday night football, excuse me. -210 for somebody to get a touchdown. I flipped it and was like, some people have that to get a hit. And that's the floor for a baseball player. We're talking about a football player's home run. It is -210. That's a market that doesn't know how to price or is overpricing and overcompensating.
I think about that too, and I'm looking at touchdown bets, and I'm like, God, you know what? I'm just going to go bet a home run bet while I still can for a couple weeks because I need to make some money here more easily than these touchdown bets.
10-1 for a home run on somebody you already like. I think I got 11-1 on Talkman this year. I know it's a wrong price. I'm happy with losing a home run. I'm asking for the guy to have the day, so it's fine.
Right.
What's another? What I was going to ask you. Baseball has so many opportunities to be on action or multiple options to bet on. Like some people have niche bets. Like mine, I always say is the first 5 team total over. I love that. Some people are Yerfy Nerfy. Do you have a niche bet that you love going to?
It's bases props, probably. I just love total bases props. Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
I like hitter props. I don't like Yerfy Nerfy because they're too juiced. Most of the time, the right bet too much juice, and I don't do it. -130, -140. Ooh, I got it. Who cares? Hey, you only want to watch first inning of the game. You're lame. You need to watch the whole game. And I am a full game person because one thing I do like to do is exploit bad bullpens. I really like looking.
I know nothing about bullpens because I'm such a first 5 guy.
Oh yeah, so I love being like, yeah, these starting pitchers are good, but this is going to go over because everybody's only looking at the starting pitchers. So see, we can put our powers together and make money.
Yeah.
So you can get one in the first one, and I'd be like, but this bullpen is going to explode. And,
I was just worried because you don't know who's going to come out. That's my thing. But I'm like, I can get so much data on
you can kind of look guy who's going to be. Me, I can kind of look into like, well, just how bad they are in general. Like if you got like the Washington Nationals, you're fine. But also like who's been used multiple days in a row. Again, just depends on how much time you have, friends. Which is why you really don't need to be doing this digging. Just follow somebody that's willing to do it and just take their advice because that does take time.
Let's see. Well, let me throw out a play for. Let's see. What is my favorite play of the day? Honestly, you already like the Blue Jays. You're on their money line. I like Vladdy today. I think Vladdy's a great look. Let's get into Vladdy Daddy, who seems to never fail me. 0 for 7 his last 2 games on the road. He's been killing it all season long. Has an elite rating on.
He failed me yesterday because he almost never fails me. I played him yesterday, which means he's going to do it today. Because it always the day after I play, if they don't, so you're good.
Yeah, that happens to me as well. Everyone's like, all right, I'm going to be parlaying whatever you had yesterday. I'm like, go for it. I don't want to be on it again. But has an elite rating on Batter Cypher Box. 78 elite ratings goes over this prop 50% of the time. 12 elite ratings this season on the road. 75% of the time records a hit. 41% of the time 2 hits. 33% of the time homers, and 58% of the time goes over his bases, taking on Ryan Pepio, who has the 6th worst rating on the day in his last 60 appearances against righties. They have a batting average of 311 expected batting average, by the way, 528 expected slugging, 357 expected WOBA, allowing 51% hard contact and 10% barrel percentage. I think Vladdy bounces back and crushes one for us tonight, and you are on their money line.
I am. And I think, honestly, we should look. I don't know how we can do this research, but Vladdy's another one of those players that's been regularly mispriced. And you can get even money plus 105, plus 110 for 2 or more bases. And I would venture to guess that if you just took that prop every day, no matter what, that you would be up for the year.
For my friend that does the Batter Siphon Box, he told me that whenever this is like last year, he mentioned it. Whenever Shohei's above plus 180 or greater on the home run, it's an auto play, which is awesome.
That's amazing.
And then whenever he has a rating above a 0.6 on Batter Siphon Box, this is just for Shohei, his trends are just astronomically insane that you basically should tail it whenever he has a rating above a 0.6.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to remember that.
Yeah. Like an 86% hit rate.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, Blue Jays money line. Why I'm on this is simply because how often are you going to get the value for the Blue Jays money line? Interesting stat. Blue Jays have 47 come from behind wins this year. That's the most in MLB. They also have only 25 leads surrendered. That's it. That's the least in MLB. So most and least. And I understand, I do think that Pepio might be the better pitcher, maybe because Barrios has been struggling lately. But Barrios' problem is more like solo home runs, right? And right now the Rays, they aren't hitting at their peak. So the Jays are. The Jays are stupidly hot, even without Bo Bichette. So I just don't see how you don't take this value. Also, for a long time, the Jays bullpen stunk, and you could kind of target them. But they've been good lately, and the Rays bullpen hasn't been as good. So when you get this kind of an advantage, some places I found, even a few places, it was like even money. I just don't see how you don't take a shot on the Blue Jays there. Again, this is like a half unit play for me. I don't love playing money line picks in general. I tend to stick more towards totals and player props. But in this case, I was like, well, really? Are we really taking the Rays as favorites here? I don't think so.
Yeah. Now, when you were mentioning the Red Sox, I was kind of intrigued to take their first 5 team total over, just because of how well you mentioned how they are against lefties. And do we trust Springs to have a bad outing? Let's see what the price is. Boston. I think it's like plus 105 for 2.5. I don't hate that.
For over 2.5 in the first 5?
Yeah.
I would.
Plus 105. Yeah. I think that's a good play. I think it's a good price. You're getting a good price for a team that's been humming against lefties.
I do too. Yeah.
I'm going to have to look at that when we're done.
Again, we're talking about, do these bets lose sometimes? Sure. But
yeah, I'm cold right now.
Plus money, like I just can't get behind putting in $100 and getting out less than my $100 when I win. That's not fun.
100%. I've always been anti-pay the juice, but when I started diving into first 5 team totals, I always said if you see a 1.5 and you already think this offense is due to explode, pay that juice up to $1.80. It's a misprice. No team should be 1.5.
I usually don't do juice either. However, once I started shark bets, I realized that a lot of my clients, they play on prize picks and underdogs. And so if I'm only ever giving out, because this is my style, is plus 110, plus 120, plus 130, that's my style, they're going to have a much harder time winning because they have to put things together. So for a while I was like, take this plus money plus an over hit prop, like 0.5 hit, take that as an alternate line and try to get it. But then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to put in more plays with a little bit more minus 120, minus 130 feel. So it's a little easier for people to win on those stupid parlay sites that I understand some people have to play. And I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Those 4 states
soon.
How many states is it now? Florida has 1 book now. Is it Texas and what else?
Texas doesn't. California doesn't. A lot of states don't still. Like too many. But California doesn't.
Washington doesn't.
Washington doesn't. Hawaii doesn't. I don't like that matters, but Idaho doesn't.
Idaho.
But still, like it sucks. And Texas and California is like half the country.
Texas is huge. California is huge. They're so stubborn. So stubborn.
They are stubborn. I understand. Like they have the Native American culture that wants to have the casinos and the games. So there's like history there, like with what's wet. But also California needs to figure out a way to make money, and this would do it because they're kind of broke. So I suggest figuring out.
That's why Illinois has every book
with the Native American tribes to get it together. Go in business together, and everybody wins. That's my suggestion.
Well, what are your thoughts on speaking of the books? And I'm getting taxed. What are your thoughts on the tax?
Well, I mean, I guess
it's so annoying.
It sucks because you're already paying a tax to the sports book, right? And then they're paying tax on that. But it is what I guess it's like if you make money, if you make a 1099, then you have to pay tax. So it's fine. But there definitely needs to be, like, for those of us that are professional sports bettors, it should be treated like a business, like any other business. And I do think Congress needs to revisit that. But anyway, don't need to talk politics, obviously. But yeah.
We're the escape. That's why they're here. They're the escape. But I mean, everyone's got thoughts on the tax because Like it sucks for the people who bet $5, $10, anything that's not where it's like 50 cents is 20% of what or 10. It's not that, you know what I'm saying? It's majority of what I'm putting out, which that sucks for those bettors. But I have a play, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Mr. Hunter Goodman over his bases today at even money and his home run against Mr. Yuri Perez.
Oh, Yuri Perez has been such a disappointment for my fantasy baseball team. So frustrated.
Struggling. Here's a stat for you. His last 3 games has a 13.06 ERA, 2.03 WHIP. Hitters have an expected batting average of 385, 803 expected slugging, 416 expected WOBA. He's last 30 righties faced. They have a sub 350 expected batting average, sub 500 expected slugging, 344 expected WOBA with 50% hard contact. And he's 53% fastballs, 43% of his pitches are below league average. Goodman has a sub 800 OPS and a 125 WRC plus against fastballs. Even money.
Oh, isn't Goodman also better versus lefties than righties?
I don't think I looked at that because I was so in love with him batting over 300 at home.
Yeah. Well, Coors. Yeah. I think Coors really anybody. Why wouldn't you take that for
even money at Coors? Yeah, and he's 3 for 19 in his last 6 games. So the hashtag do is also involved in the handicap. I'm a big hashtag do guy. Like you were with Romy. I looked at Romy's last 5 games. I was like, oh, yeah, he's still on that streak. I was like,
I know because he had such a bad slump for a while too, right? Like for a while he was an auto play. It was like Romy versus lefties. Let's go. Romy versus 100%. Lefties. And then he just fell off. But I think he is back in the groove. But mostly what I do trust is like if you just look over the season versus lefties. And I'm saying all this, and Jeffrey Springs better suck tonight. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I'm going to probably take Boston's first 5 team total over too.
He better suck tonight.
What are your thoughts on that though? Just like buying into guys that are hot despite how long they've been hot, or do you just not look at that?
I don't look at that. Okay. I look at who's been hot lately, like the last 2 weeks, and I go ahead and stick with that. And then the one time they let me down, I'm off. I'm like, okay. Like for instance, Jordan. Were you really gonna not ride that hot streak? Because eventually then he had 2 games of no hits, but like he was hitting like 540. And like it was an auto play, and you were still getting plus money for 2 bases. And he was hitting 3, 4. I think he had a 5-hit game. Maybe it was a 4-hit game, almost a 5-hit game. It was just stupid for a while. So like, why not play that until it plays out? As long as you're getting the value, I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with fantasy baseball managers dropping really good players because one guy is riding a hot streak for 2 weeks. I'm fine with betting on that guy. I am not fine with making fantasy baseball moves based on that. That irks me to no end. You can't day trade baseball for fantasy baseball, personally. But anyway, I mean, would you trade Shohei Ohtani for short-term, Jake Myers? Because for a while, Jake Myers was better than Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. He got booed. He got booed at a Sox game and had like a 4-for-4 game. It was hilarious. They were booing him before he had his first at bat, and he had like almost hit for the cycle. Oh my God. And I was like, these guys are willing his cycle right now.
They are.
And all people to boo just because he was playing center.
100%.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on? I have strong thoughts on people who care about hitter versus pitcher history. Do you even look at that? I never ever glance at it.
I do glance at it occasionally when I need validation. So if I'm like, actually, it's interesting. I looked at it today because I remember I was telling you about Matt Olson, and I was like,
yes.
Lefty Jake Irvin. And Matt Olson on the road versus the Nationals. Same with Ozzie Albies on the road versus the National, et cetera, et cetera. There's certain people who are whatever. I was like, and I was like, I'm just going to take a peek at matchups because I was expecting to see multiple home runs versus Jake Irvin. I saw he had like a 0.083 batting average versus Jake Irvin. And I was like, okay. I'm going to ignore that.
Yeah. I don't think it matters. I hate hearing it when people talk about like they're on Hunter Goodman and they're like, well, he's 2 for 6. That's not. That doesn't mean anything. If you want to give me a real sample size, I want 25 at bats.
33. Yeah, I will weigh it in if someone's like, I've had 33 at bats and he's batting .430. Actually, I think Suarez has numbers like that today versus Wacha. And I was like, oh, Suarez has sucked so much lately, though. I can't do it. But it was a little bit tempting. Like, okay, maybe he really does see Wacha that well. Let me look at his contact rate, whatever. And I was like, no, I just can't do it. It feels gross. Plus, it's the Mariners. But anyway, I will occasionally look at it when it's a large sample size. But yeah, if it's like 11 at bats and 2 home runs, the dude had maybe one great 2 home run day.
Yeah.
You can't put all your marbles in on that. Put all your chips in, put all your marbles in. I don't know. I do this thing where I like mix up
sayings
all the time, and they end up sometimes pretty dingy. I feel like sometimes I'm Phoebe on Friends. That's kind of like I have that Phoebe vibe sometimes.
You do have a Phoebe vibe. Yeah, you can't put them all in. You can't put them all in the basket. I was like, now I lost my train of thought because you were talking about Phoebe and you caught me up guard. Do you ever take unders? Do you ever take unders on player props? I'm such a wuss.
I do, but not as often as I should. And you know what? I started this season by taking unders on some player props, and it went really well. And then they all started hitting because it makes sense in April. Because it's cold and they don't hit as well. And then the summer heated up and I was like, there's no way I'm taking under hit props for any of these people. But I was getting like
Jock Peterson was a cash cow.
Yeah. And Matt Chapman was too for a while. He just like couldn't hit. And for the right matchup, you could be like, oh, I'm going to get plus 140 for Matt Chapman not to get hit. Yeah, of course he get hit. He's a great hitter, but it's April and he sucks. I got plus money for Kyle Tucker at the beginning of the season not to get a hit in one matchup. And I was like, never playing that again. Did it one time, got money, never doing it again. Because Kyle Tucker's never going to not have hit again. But there was like this temptation because the payout was so good. But you have to be careful with those because the worst part of those is whenever you're like, I got Christian Yelich, no hit, plus 140. And then in his first at bat he hits, you look like a real tool.
Yeah. I don't think the price is ever good enough. I mean, it is the right price. I just don't want to be on that price.
But under 1.5 bases feels like a bet I should take a lot more often.
That under hit, how many times? Like I always say when I want to give out or a price for a hit is wrong. I was like, how many times do we see bloopers over the head? How many times does a pitcher miss his spot? Same thing with the under.
But they score it as a hit.
Yeah. And then I just like finding hits that are mispriced. Like earlier in the season, I got Schwarber for $1.15. Schwarber.
For a hit?
For a hit. Misprice of the century.
See, that's what I'm talking. That's what we're talking about with these baseball markets. I always tell people if you look at it long enough, you'll know certain players' prices. Although, you know what, I have to say, it does still occasionally happen in NFL. I don't know. There were 2 props this weekend that I kept staring at thinking, this is a misprice only on this book. And then I kept going to other books and they were there. And it was the Javonte Williams touchdown, which was like plus 115. Mm-hmm. Why? He's the only running back for the Cowboys. Like, why?
Yeah.
Versus the Giants. And Baker Mayfield 2 or more passing touchdowns was also like plus 115. Those were 2 that I was like, what am I missing? Mm-hmm. But it's just the beginning of the season, so they're still figuring things out too. But that happens way more often in baseball than in football, like times 100.
Yeah, I nerd out talking about just thought process and looking at the books and the prices and the whole research aspect for baseball is where I nerd out. I don't care if I lose. I still get to look up stupid stats the very next day. That's why I love it. Do you have any like pet peeve bets or just bets you're anti? Like I'm anti pitcher to record a win. I'm very anti stolen base. It's not the right price. There's so much that has to go into it.
Ever.
It's a terrible price.
So many things other than the pitcher. Never pitcher to record a win. I never play stolen base. I play that maybe 3 times a year just because it's fun if I can get, but you know what? Not as much as I used to because you used to get like 7-1, 8-1.
You get terrible prices now. Yeah. I always think it's a terrible price.
Stolen base plus 130. Come on. No.
So that's anticipating he gets a walk or a hit.
you have to, because you have to bet on two things. You're right. You have to bet that he gets on base. Then you have to bet that he can successfully steal a base. And then of course, you have to bet that there's even a situation for that. It's completely situational. So it's too many things to bet. It's like more stupid to bet than a home run, but you're just getting home run prices are worse. So previously, when they were priced like Corbin Carroll, I remember 2 years ago, I put a bet on Corbin Carroll to steal a base, and it was 6-1. And I was like,
that I'm worried. That I'm willing to take. It's just the home run on the base.
And I felt really smart. But then I went back this year and I was like, oh, what is a Corbin Carroll bet? And it's like plus 180. I'm like, no way. No way.
An average Shohei home run price.
No, forget it. Ugh. So it really is all about value in markets, like you said. And also, I would encourage people, if they like baseball, like there's so many different ways to bet and so many different approaches.
A million.
Like, endless. And that's part of what's fun about it. That's what makes it a game. And getting that closing line value, like you said, like who cares if you lose? If you're like, hey, but if I would have won, I got plus 110. There's a joy in that too.
You would think I wrote this script for you because I say that all the time. All the time, word for word. Everything you just said, I say all the time. Also, maybe another one. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. We love talking with our hands. Another thing, since I'm a diehard first 5 team total guy, I sometimes dabble in the unders, but do it with the pitcher's earned runs because it's typically the same number as the team total, but never do the over on a pitcher so you're not screwed by the error. A lot to go into that. A lot.
That's smart.
A lot of strategy. Of strategy.
Yeah.
And then I always say, or I always try to remind myself to tell everyone that watches, thank you everyone who watches as well. Shohei,
Grandma Daisy's out there, right?
Oh yeah, Graham. Hopefully she's still in it. She's maybe.
Are you betting the Blue Jays?
She doesn't. She always goes, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I like listening. It's the best. I always tell people to take the guys' walks of Shohei, Judge. You could probably add in Cal. I'm trying to think of who else. Schwarber. If they home run early, take their walk live.
I like that. I love that.
Good price.
Oh, that's another thing. Let's talk about live betting. Yeah, because honestly, the main reason that you lose basis props with Judge or Ohtani or Jordan are because of the intentional walks. Obviously, that is so frustrating when you're like, oh, this guy's gonna hit, and they're like, yeah, we know this guy's gonna hit too. Walk him. So
they're like, oh, he gets another chance. We're like, yes, he got another. Oh, they're gonna walk him.
That happens with Vlad too, and that is he does with Vlad. But live betting is something to definitely talk about. So live betting is totally off for baseball. Totally off. And especially if you watch bullpens, because what they do is they just like do it on an average. They're like, they don't pay attention to, okay, this is, it's 5-7, but the heart of the order is coming up and the reliever they brought in has a 60% fly ball rate and the winds are blowing out. Like they're not paying attention to any of that. They're just putting it through the machine. And they're like, okay, on average, when teams have that, they only score one more run and blah, 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 blah. They are not thinking about the situation. They don't have time. They have to put those numbers up so fast. So if you're watching the game and you see a situation, this guy always crushes with runners in scoring position. That this pitcher has command issues and he's going to walk a guy. Like jump on it. And for instance, Blue Jays, what did I say? 45 come from behind wins. If there's a game like last night where the Blue Jays are down 1-0, bet them to win that game.
This is great because I also have another live bet strategy with the first 5s because I always wish there was a first 6. I know there's a first 7 out there. I don't like going to the first 7 unless it's live. So my rule of thumb is if I'm on a first 5 and I'm watching, I have to physically be watching because I got to get a feel for it.
Yes.
If I felt there was momentum, then they couldn't score any runs through those first 5 innings, and they theoretically should have. I will bet the live them to score in the 6th, or if it's a good price, if it's not minus or I have to pay something, I will take the first 7, which is typically just 1 run and you get 6 outs. I always think that's a go. And I don't think it's chasing because you're getting good value and you already expected that team to score and they just haven't got there.
you're actually getting great value usually. Not
You're
even
getting tons.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. So, I mean, I don't want to create a bunch of degenerates out here live
No, that's
betting.
what we do.
I like what you said, actually. We're like, you got to be watching the game. So, yeah.
You gotta
as long as
be.
you're watching the game, you get the degenerate pass. You can do it.
You got to get a feel. You got to feel it. They left 2 guys on 4 times. They're due. They are so due. And if that starting pitcher you were already fading to begin with is still there, and the heart of the order is coming right back.
Third time through the order. There's a reason why Dave Roberts rarely lets his pitchers go the third time through the order. There's a reason for that. Like sometimes I get down. I'm like, oh, those numbers aren't hitting. Like, oh, wait. They've only been once through the order, Jen. Next time they're going to see him, and that's when it erupts.
3 times
right?
through.
So, yeah. Trust the process, right? Trust the process.
Yeah, trust it. Jen, this has been awesome. This has been everything I expected it would be. I'm shocked that we have a very similar mind on this whole process of betting. It's been awesome. Please let the people know where they can find you and everything you got going on right now.
Yeah, so you guys find me. My business that I just started this year is called Shark Bets. We do bets, we do fantasy football, but it's actually an app. So instead of getting a dub club or something like that, just go and download Shark Bets, and you get 30 days free, and you get all my bets sent to you in an audio or video. So it's like TikTok.
Oh, wow.
Or betting, but it's all me. So you're only going to get me. Sorry, guys. So
that's awesome. That's still awesome. That's so cool.
Okay. But after that, it's $8 a month. So it's like, come on, it's like free. And we have won a ton of money so far. So hopefully we'll keep that trend up. So find me there, and you can find me on Instagram, on Twitter at Jen Piacenti1 and Piacenti. I know no one knows how to spell that or say it most of the time. Thankfully you did, because you're my fellow paisan.
I had to ask ChatGPT. I was too scared to ask you
to make sure. Because you know how to say it the American way or the Italian way.
Yeah, we'll say it the Italian way for the people that are listening.
Jen Piacenti. That's how you say it, Jennifer. Actually, if you Google Jennifer, you're going to find videos of me singing opera instead of the sports. So I've had 2 lives. So just go with Jen. So
she's our female Andrea Bocelli.
I really am Italian, y'all. So yeah, so that's
awesome.
this way. So find me at Shark Bets, download the app, and we have a lot of fun. And we, like I said, it's basically audio and video, just my plays. 60 seconds, and I'll be like, hey, this is what I'm playing today, and tail if you like, and that's it.
Well, Jen, thank you so much for stopping by. We will definitely be doing this before the season is over with. We will try to get you back. This was awesome. Thank you again for stopping by.
Thank you for having me. Good luck, everybody, tonight.
Thank you. All right, guys, go get off your rear ends and give her a follow. Grandma says goodbye. Bye. Jen was awesome. All right, we got 2 minutes, 2 quickies before the dub starts. My mouth is drier than all hell because we had technical difficulties. Couldn't go get a water, but let's run through the plays. We didn't get through all of Jen's plays, but I have them in banners. So here you go. She's taking Bryce Terang over 1.5 H to the double R. His bases as well, +2, and his home run at 6-1. She also mentioned being on the Blue Jays money line. Trevor Story's bases, Romy's bases, and his RBI, and Mr. Rob, his RBI and his home run. She's also on Christopher Sanchez to get 6 strikeouts at +115. Your boy is on Vlad Guerrero over 1.5 total bases at +105 and the home run at 430. I boosted that sucker. You better believe I boosted that. Also, wrote about it. The Yanks, I didn't get to talk about it, but I have enough time. They didn't score yesterday. Let's just say that. I was on them yesterday thinking they would be hungry, a serious team. For the love of God, wake up. Postseason starts soon. Wake up. You're not going to win the AL East. We understand that. You got to come in October, scorching hot. They need to show up. They're taking on Zebby Matthews. I don't know what that is. I don't know what a Zebby is. Get back to me, folks. Let me know what a Zebby Matthews is. He's been terrible. He's been good as of late, but the Yankees have been fantastic on the road. I think they can get over this number at +1.5 or +105 is a great price. Bounce back incoming. Please, for the love of God, Aaron Judge, save us. Also on Hunter Goodman, over 1.5 bases at even money in his home run at 388. I also tailed Jen on Rob and Romy. I put them in a hit parlay as well. I got minus 105. I wanted even money, couldn't get it, but I think it's a really good look to parlay those two guys to get a hit. We have 30 seconds. I'm Colby Marcio. Please give me a follow over on Twitter /X at ColbyMBets. This has been an unbelievable pickoff. If you guys don't go follow Jen, I will be very upset with you because, we have the same ideologies, so whatever. Anywho, here's the W. Here's your WNBA fix. I'm Colby Marcio. See you guys.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to hour number 3 right here on the Betting News Network. This is the W. That is the fantastic Miss Kate Constable. My name is Sweatpants Jesus. Stoked to have you guys with us. Kate, how we living? Rocking and rolling. Tuesday vibes are high. Goats are muted. Just getting you there. We go.
Yep,
yeah,
there we go. Yeah, that's a tough button to click. Yeah.
It is.
We're doing good, though. We're living. How are you? You're back at home.
Yeah, back home, out of the Florida sun, back into Nashville.
Got a nice tan going.
Thank you. A little brownness. The funny thing was I was there for a week and like 5 days it was rainy as hell. And so I didn't actually get to be outside that much. I know. But then the last 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, the sun came out and graced me a little bit. So got that last little fall sun kissed moment before I get into my my olive skin
I get
turning
so
all gray.
Pasty in the winter. I get very tan in the summer, but like see-through in the winter. It's bad.
Because you get a little Casper the Ghost-esque going on.
Oh, yeah.
You do have that fair action going. So
I
can imagine. But
it's
nice to see you. Glad to have you back. Glad to be back in the vibes for talking about the dub. We're going to talk all about the WNBA today with you guys. 2 games tonight, Kate, with game 2s that we're going to talk about between the Dream and the Fever and the Aces and the Storm. Break down a little bit of what we're seeing in the awards so far. We've had a couple awards drop in the awards aspect for the WNBA regular season, give some reactions to game 1, and then we'll obviously cook a parlay at the end of the show as well to have some fun with you guys. But before we do any of that, okay, this is going to be fun for you because this is your first time talking with Flo. He's been on the show a few times over the last couple of years talking about the WNBA. Exactly. Kate's doing her best.
Does V just mute himself all the time and forget he's muted?
All the time. We have a mute counter. It's over under 2.5 most shows, and the over is pretty much free money.
Nice.
So you're inching
into
that territory.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's get him up here. No need having him sit in the shadows. Excited to have him back with us to join us. This is Mr. Where's his button? Where's the button? Oh my God, the button got moved around because Colby moved everything. Where is it? Uh-oh. I was going to set it up perfectly, and I don't see it. Oh no. Did it get
Colby
deleted?
probably deleted it. He's probably sabotaging our show.
Colby is sabotaging the show. Oh, there it is. I got it. Never mind. This is Flo. My man, welcome. How you doing, man?
Doing amazing. How are we feeling today, hey, Kate?
Hi, Flo. Good to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Glad to have you back, brother. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Kate joining the program as well. Glad to have you here. How's it been going? What's been going on in the old NYC?
Spectacular times. Was listening earlier, talking about the Yankees before we got up on here. Yankees are frustrating. The Liberty on the title defense. We need Stewie back on that floor for game 2 tomorrow. And we got 2 game 2s tonight, man. It's a good time.
Vibes are high. Go follow Stephen Florival. Florival, isn't it?
Oh, I got to call you. It's Stephen like Curry.
Oh, Stephen. Is it really Stephen? You've never corrected me on that before, brother.
That's why I go by Flo. I've been doing the Flo version since kindergarten. Every teacher calls me Steven, so just call me Flo. It's hard to mess that one up.
I'll never forget now because I'll call you Stephen like Curry. That's easy. Do people in life call you Flo or do they call you Stephen?
My mom calls me Stefan. My grandmother calls me Stefan, but my friends call me
Everyone
Flo.
else is Flo. So I can go with Flo.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna start. Can I call you Stefan? Is that weird if I call you Stefan?
Yeah.
I can call you Stefan? Hell yeah, let's go.
Whatever you want, man.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good, man. Well, we're glad to have you back, dude. As we said, the playoffs are rocking and rolling. And let's just get straight to it. We're going to talk a little bit about kind of game one reactions. You kind of teed it up a little bit with the Liberty. The Liberty were probably in the best game of the first 4 games with that overtime win over that Mercury team. Both of those games are tomorrow. The Lynx got the job done. Game one was a little dicey in the first half, but then they got kind of, asserted their dominance. Akada's a pretty big Lynx fan, Flo. So she's a Minnesota person. So she's been a happy lady all season long. Fever and Dream kind of took control of that game too. We'll see if that ends up playing out the exact same way tonight. And then the Aces have continued their railroading dominance in game 4. Flo, since you're our special guest today, which game kind of stood out to you the most of these first 4 games, and which series do you think has a chance to go to a third game?
I think Phoenix versus the Liberty definitely has a chance to go to a third game. Coming into the series, I broke it down and said that this was a series where, like, if you saw it in the second round, you'd expect them in the second round, the first round, and maybe it's a long shot, but even if you saw this in the finals, you wouldn't be stunned by it. Just the star power, the amount of Hall of Famers, the amount of All-Stars on the floor. I picked the Mercury to win the series. I'm too close to it. I try to be unbiased. I thought the Liberty and their injuries and the lack of cohesion, the fact that, like, you could count on one hand the amount of practices this entire team has had all season long. And it's just like right on brand, the fact that Stewie would go down in game 1, because whenever they get everyone back, it's a rule of thumb. Someone has to be out of the lineup. So I think that tomorrow's a spot where it sounds like Stewie's pushing to go and she may go. I feel like that's a Mercury spot. And I think very likely, like, that's the one of the 4 series that's going to go to a game 3. And then from there, like, that house of horrors known in Phoenix, which is like a Las Vegas nightclub, like, they easily could have won game 1. They were on Alyssa Thomas turnaround for winning game 1. That's how tight the series is.
Yeah. What do you think, Kate?
I completely agree. I mean, I was looking at series prices before this, and you can still get the Mercury to win that series, like plus 260, which I think is a solid bet. Every other series is way gone. Lynx are minus 1,400. Same with the Aces, something crazy like that. But that's the one series that I think does go 3 games. And I mean, just looking at, I know Brianna Stewart's going to try and give it a go, but just looking at her reaction on the bench, that didn't look good. She looked like she knew she's kind of screwed for the next game, potentially even longer, because I mean, it just didn't look, her reaction was not good. So that's the most intriguing series to me. I think all of the other ones are kind of the favorites, kind of get it done pretty quick.
Do you guys like, as WNBA fans, we don't have time to go super deep into this, but as fans of the league for following it longer than a lot of other people out there, and myself included, do you like the 3-game first round, or would you rather see it expanded to 5, like the second round is in the first round of the playoffs? What do you guys think about that, this little 3-game series to start it off?
Personally, I hate it, and I wish it was best of 5. I also hate this format, because obviously there's the Caitlin Clark rule of the 1-1-1. Like, look at like Phoenix, New York. Like, if you're New York now, because you have to basically weigh, to me, this what it comes down to. Do we kind of shoot the Stewie bullet in game 2 or in game 3? Because it doesn't feel like you could shoot it in both games, because they have to turn around in 48 hours and get back on a plane to Phoenix if they lose game 2 and play a crucial game 3. So I personally hate it. I wish it was best of 5. I also wish it had like a 2-2-1 format, and I wish the games were like spaced out better. Like, I wish we had more of a gap between like Aces Storm being Sunday than Tuesday. Same for like Fever and the Dream.
Yeah, I feel like the 3-game series is just set up for the favorites to win that series. Like, it doesn't really give the underdog a chance to, I don't know, have a couple games where they surprise someone, or they, show up with their best game and can steal 1 or 2. And it just feels like it's set up for the favorites to roll, and we weed out the bottom half of the teams pretty early. And that's kind of the point of it, which I don't like. I would like to be 5 first round.
Same. I think that probably it has to do with the fact that maybe the league didn't need it necessarily when the league wasn't as big, and a lot of the top heavy teams were you didn't want some of those other teams maybe taking too many games, because it was just blowout after blowout. But now that the league's expanded, it's gotten bigger, the talent pool's gotten bigger. Definitely 5 or 5, at least 5, best of 5 for the first round would be good. Bieber also in Kick, what's up? Thanks for watching us on Kick. Likes the Fever to cover tonight. We'll get to that game in just a little bit. Could be a spicy one in Indiana, even with no Madam Clark. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be something that we're going to see soon, Austin, with the CBA aspect, with the with the league expanding as well. It could be one of those things that gets added into the league. Maybe not like next season, but the following possibly. I don't know. We'll find out. We need Commissioner Flo on the case. Hey, man, I know. We talk about it on the show all the time. Obviously, Kate's been on the show the last couple of months, and the scheduling sucks. And she's been following the league for a long time, and it's just never gotten better. So hopefully, maybe moving forward, we'll get to that point very soon. Guys, I have a fun little game we're going to play. It's not really a game. It's more just getting you guys' opinions on this. And this is kind of quick reactionary stuff, and then we'll jump into the games for tonight because we've got 2 huge games to get to. But I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on this. Obviously, Paige Beckers today won Rookie of the Year. Huge surprise. Big shocker. Everybody was not expecting that whatsoever. And then yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, Veronica Burton won Most Improved Player, which was awesome to see as a big Veronica Burton fan. The next 2 awards up on the docket. Here they are. So the first one is tomorrow, and it is the Coach of the Year award. Mm-hmm. So here's Nate Tibbetts, Cheryl Reeve, and then Natalie. Is it Nakase? I think that's how you say her last name. Yep. Nakase. It's obviously the Aces head coach could also be on here too. I think that's the question mark in case here. But Kate, I'll let you lead us off. Who do you think is going to win Coach of the Year if you had a vote?
I think Nakase. With the expansion. An expansion team is extremely hard to win with in the first year and to go to the playoffs in the first year. I think the other coach, the Atlanta coach.
Yeah.
Yes, I think he could be up there as well. I mean, Cheryl Reeve's great, but it's like I saw someone on Twitter the other day bet Sean McDermott to win Coach of the Year in the NFL. Like, this team had 13 wins last year. They've Josh, not going to happen. And so that's kind of like the Cheryl Reeve type thing. Like, you have the number 1 team, you have one of the best players in the league. I don't think Cheryl Reeve, I mean, maybe she deserves it. I don't think she will win it, but I think there are other Nakase. It would be my vote for this.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly said by Kate. Not only in Nakase taking an expansion team to the playoffs, but the adversity this team faced.
Yeah.
One, meshing together a team of all vets, kind of like in their second life, kind of outcast from other teams. Like, I look like a player like Kayla Thornton, who was an all-star, who was off the bench for the Liberty. Very talented player, but now she's in a featured role. And the amount of injuries this year. They lost Kayla Thornton. They lost Monique Billings. They're playing right now without Tiffany Hayes. Like, this is a team that's cultivated a culture, a toughness, an identity. Like, that entire team, you just think about the fact that that arena, the crowd, the defense, the tenaciousness. Like, I just think about if Natalie Nakase was in Chicago, what would Chicago be like? That's exactly what they need. They need culture, they need toughness, they need identity. But back to the Valkyries. That's why the Valkyries are in this position where it's the 1-8 going against the Lynx, and everyone expects the Lynx to win. I expect the Lynx to win, but we expect the Valkyries to at least fight and put up a fight. So definitely Nakase for me.
Also, with Victoria Burton winning Most Improved Player, she was cut from the Wings last year. Like, she thought that there was a chance that she was going to be out of the league and just her career was over. All of a sudden, she goes to the Velks and she's the Most Improved Player this year and had a phenomenal season. I think that speaks to some of what Nakase has done this year as well.
Yeah, agreed. I also love Burton too. We followed this team a lot on the show, Flo, following the Valkyries all season long. My buddy Austin in the chat also got me to bet their win total over and them to make the playoffs, which was a great plus money sprinkle on that one too, which both smacked, obviously. So I think that all of them, like you said, have good cases, and I think that kind of shows how good the league has been this year, right? You've got a lot of teams with a lot of interesting situations, but I think Nakase should be the one to take it home, which is fantastic for an expansion franchise too. What a story that is too. All right, so that one's tomorrow. So this is the Coach of the Year that happens tomorrow. The following day, now this one's going to be interesting. Defensive Player of the Year. So Nafisha Collier, Asia Wilson, Alana Smith, and Gabby Williams are kind of the 4 front runners for this award. Phil, I'll let you go first. I'll kind of ping pong it back the other direction. Who would get your vote for Defensive Player of the Year?
This is a tough one, man. You put me on the spot. You got 2 of my favorites up here. To me, I love Asia. Asia's amazing, but to me, I'm kind of between Gabby and Alana here. I got to go Alana, and I'm just partial because from watching these Lynx games, my goodness, she's always battling through injuries and is just a gamer and gritty and tough and a rim protector and I just love Alana Smith. So I'm going to go Alana Smith here just because the fact that this Lynx defense is horrifying. I compared when they got Dejanay Carrington to when the Thunder got Alex Caruso. Just okay, perfect. That's exactly what they needed. Just another tenacious defender on the wing. So I'll go Alana Smith here, but I got to give a shout out to Gabby Williams. It's been all season picking pockets in the lane. Crazy defender, just like a pterodactyl, just a menace. So Love Gabby. Asia is always Asia. Fee is always amazing. I think Fee missing so many games kind of works against her here, but I'm going to go Alana Smith here.
Yeah, I think Alana and Gabby both have extremely strong cases. They just don't have the name recognition that Fee and Asia do. And I think that's also part of what goes into this a little bit, because they are actually human voters voting on this stuff and not, computers or whatever. I've said this before on the show. I think whoever doesn't win MVP wins Defensive Player of the Year. I think it's almost like the consolation trophy for that this year, because Nafisa Collier and Asia, they both do make a very strong case for MVP. And if you look at their numbers, compared to across the board, I know Gabby, her steals per game is the highest. And blocks is age, everyone's kind of got their own category, but I feel like this is going to come down to who wins MVP between Fee and Asia. And that's already, it hasn't been announced yet, but I think it's already known who's won MVP, and the other player gets Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, like you said, it also is a tally of the votes too. So anybody, if you're kind of putting your voting card together, you're going to go, okay, well, if I vote for Asia here, then I'll vote for Collier here. If I vote for Collier here, I'll vote for Asia here. So I don't think
it's the right way to do it. I don't think it's necessarily really gives you the best Defensive Player of the Year, because it is kind of that mentality, but I think that's what happens.
But it kind of breaks down too, of like you guys talked about this, and we've talked about this a lot with the NBA as well with these awards. It also kind of is what you define the award as, like how it's defined. It's the MVP conversation happens a lot, and what does the most valuable player mean to you? With the Coach of the Year, you kind of both touched on what the coach means for the team and what the team does as well. Not necessarily, well, they're the best team, so they win. Like there's levels to it, and I think that's the other part of a defensive award too. It's tough because your team has to be good, but like Dyson Daniels, for example, winning in the NBA last year. Gabby Williams is kind of a comp to Dyson Daniels in like playing style in a lot of way, like more of that, the Great Barrier Thief type of situation. Can't think of a good French metaphor off the top of my head, but you know what I mean? Like that type of player. The Hawks weren't anywhere close to one of the best teams, but he made so many incredible plays that he had to win that award. So it's kind of interesting to see what goes into the voter mindset. And it's going to be fun to see how it plays out over the next few days. Kate, you touched on it. I asked Flo this in the DMs before we got started, and then we'll jump into the games. Kate, I'll let you lead us off with that Fever Dream game in a second. Now, Flo, I have a ticket for Asia to win the MVP. Kate made a really good argument for Collier to win the MVP. It's all the chatter across all the timeline on who's going to take home the MVP this year. If you had to vote, who gets your vote?
Oh, is this for Kate or myself? I'm sorry.
Just for you.
Oh,
just
for me.
You. We already Kate and I talked about it last week.
Oh, yeah, my apologies. I'll say this. I'd go Asia MVP. What we're seeing is absolutely ridiculous. The fact that they've won like 16 straight games to get to 30, the pure dominance game in, game out, the efficiency. Like this was a team at the All-Star break that I had completely written off and scoffed at the idea of trading a first for Nalissa Smith. I'm like, cool, rearrange the decks on the Titanic there, bro. Like, where you going? Nowhere. So, but like they've been remarkable. They've been like the second best team in the league, I believe, after the Lynx. Down the stretch, the fact that Asia Wilson, the efficiency she's scoring with, defensively, what she's doing. I will also say, I think she will win the MVP. I still think Fee is in play. Fee's my favorite player in the league. I still think she's in play to win the MVP because it just seems like there's Asia fatigue. Like, cool, you averaged 24, but last year you averaged 20. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous to me. But, like, I do think Fee's in play, but I do think Asia will win the MVP. She deserves the MVP. Like, this is remarkable.
Yeah, we talked about it some last week. Kate kind of had a similar take, pretty much. She obviously has got you guys are both Fee fans. Kate with the Lynx fandom, you being just a fan.
I'm devastated we won't see MVP this year. I was banking on it. Devastated.
Hey man, like you said, there's still there's a glimmer of hope out there.
Maybe she's finals MVP.
And champion MVP.
Bars.
That's okay too. There you go. I think that'll get it moving. Well, all right. So there's lots of awards coming over the next few days. If you're following the league, those will get announced on the timeline. The MVP is Saturday or Sunday, I believe. It's this weekend. So that one will be another one that will be on the docket there too. But we got two huge games tonight to get to. Like I said, Kate, take it away on what we're going to talk about with this Fever and this Dream game to kick us off here.
Yeah, so this game goes back to Indianapolis. This is, I believe, the first time Indiana's hosted a playoff game since like 2016. So that stadium is going to be absolutely rocking tonight. I'm not sure it's really going to matter. I think this is a spot where Atlanta just kind of puts it away. 4.5 point favorites on the road right now. I mean, Fever, they've 3.5. We're down to actually as of now. Over at Bet Online. I mean, the Fever are feisty. They were in that game late into that game in game one. I feel like with all of the injuries, with everything this team has had to deal with, that it's just over. It's time. Atlanta's going to come to play. They're going to put it away early-ish. But I think they win outright. I think they cover 3.5. I think the season ends tonight, unfortunately, for Fever fans.
What do you think of this game, Flo?
Sadly, I have to agree. I think for the Fever, this might be the year before the year because like Dantas being out with the concussion just feels like what's one more injury on a stack of like 5 injuries? Like it just really feels unfair. I will say though, like Indiana has a true home court advantage. We've seen that in the NBA, and most definitely those fans are amazing. I think that with the Atlanta Dream, while they have more talent, you could always trust the Atlanta Dream to be the Atlanta Dream because I expect them to win the game, but they're going to just give you like a couple quarters here where like, what are the Dream doing right now? You know, that's what they're good for. But I do think in this one, like the matchup, like relies heavily upon like Aaliyah Boston has to run 33 plus minutes. They're using her like Nikola Jokic. She's initiating the offense from the nail. She's facilitating. Such a great player, like elevating her game to another level. But I just think that like with the guards with the Dream, it's just such a mismatch. It's like truly on like blindfold and a cigarette status because you only have like Lexi Hall. Because the original plan was to have Lexi and Sophie. So I have 2 wings who can play defense. So whoever's not on Ryan is going to be on Alicia Gray. It's going to be Kelsey Mitchell. So you can't hide Kelsey Mitchell. So Mitchell's going to be on Ryan or she's going to Alicia Gray. And whoever she's on, it's a mismatch. Odyssey Sims, love you. You know, great vet, but like she's going to be on Jordan Canada. That's a mismatch. It's too many mismatches. I just think the Fever just don't have enough. I can see them win the game, but I think overall on paper, like the Dream just have too much artillery and firepower to win this one.
I mean, we talked about them limping into the playoffs and how it would have been maybe a little more fun if the Sparks made it instead of the Fever anyway. Yeah. So maybe this is their, c'est la vie, the nail in the coffin, like you mentioned. But they are at home. And as you said, in Gainbridge Fieldhouse, things can get a little fun in there. So we'll see what happens in the first game. I know we've got some props and some different sides to talk about for this game too, Kate. I know you're pretty happy with the ATL bet. I know that you got the -4. You want to talk about them covering the spread?
Yeah. I just think that it'll get away from the Fever at some point, whether it's late in the third, in the fourth. I just think Fever are too banged up. And I mean, Flo just said it perfectly. The mismatch is there. They're just going to wear this Fever team down. I mean, I could see Indiana leading at half even. I could see them sticking with it for most of it. But when it comes down to it, I think the mismatches and just the fatigue of the number of bodies that the Fever have is what's going to kind of be their downfall late in this game. And Dream clean it up. They win, cover, move on in the next series.
Bang. I'm actually seeing some 4s, some 3.5, some 4.5. There's lines all over the place in different aspects. So obviously shop around as always on this. A couple props in this game. Flo, I'll let you kind of take it away. You got a little bit of a parlay here. You kind of touched on some of the stuff with Boston that you liked. And obviously you got a really good line on the assist line, but you're comboing it with something else to give it a little more value.
Yeah, I really like Aaliyah Boston. Her 4 assists open at -138. Couldn't believe it, so I grabbed that. Now it's obviously jumped up. The 4 is like unusable on its own. I put it with Ryan Howard's 4 rebounds. She had 6 in game 1, despite the fact she missed 5 minutes. She had a face injury. The way it's kind of working out now is like Breonna Jones is being pulled out to like down to the top of the key. Aaliyah Boston's doing a spectacular. I'm going to bore you guys with numbers here, but like she's doing a spectacular job as a facilitator. And I'm going to take it all the way back into training camp when Stephanie White first got there and said, we want to use her night like Nikola Jokic. That's what they're doing. She's a very talented passer. I want to say she had upwards of 15 potentials in game 1. I love the 4 assists, but since that one's gone, I'm putting with Ryan Howard's 4 rebounds, 6 in game 1, as I mentioned. And because Breonna Jones is getting pulled to the top of the key, you have Ryan Howard weak side. You have Alicia Gray chasing Kelsey Mitchell. Ryan Howard's weak side for rebounding. And I also think for the Fever, the one chance they have in this one is they have to push the tempo. If this becomes slow and methodical and half court, you got no chance. So I think that because you're going to have the elevated tempo, more possessions, more rebound opportunities, I can see Ryan Howard even hit like maybe 6 or 7 rebounds, but using the 4 to take down the juice on the 4 Aaliyah Boston assists.
Yeah, I was looking at Boston's RA. She rebounded really well in game 1. I think that's a good spot if you want to take Boston by herself without paying the juice, like you said, on the assist line. Because it's do or die for this Fever team too. You've got to imagine that these ladies are going to come out with some intensity in this game at home. They're going to come out and want to put it all on the line, which kind of ties into what I'm betting. I know Kate's got a prop in this game too on the ATL side, but I know it's chalky,
yeah.
but I'm taking Kelsey Mitchell over 19.5 points, minus 122. You got to do it. I mean, she just had 27 in the first game. She is their bucket getter at this point with no Clark. And also, obviously, you guys read the laundry list of players they don't have anymore. So when they need a bucket, she was great in game one. She kind of got started early, too, and kind of kept it rolling throughout the game. And as someone in the chat said, too, the Dream kind of almost fucked around and found out in the last little bit of that game, too. So I think that there's an opportunity for her to get up to the 25 number again. She's going to take plenty of shots to get there at home. She's played a lot better at home too throughout the whole season. If you want to look at her home versus away splits anyway, she shoots better at home regardless. But I think in this situation, veteran player, probably one of her best statistical seasons as a player, which is crazy considering how long she's been in the WNBA. But yeah, nice and chalky, but give me Kelsey over 19.5 points.
I mean, I could never argue with a Kelsey over.
Yeah, she's been
right now. Yeah.
She's been a friend of ours a couple of times. She's treating us right too. All right,
Hooper, and I'll say big picture. I think that while this year stinks for if you're a Fever fan with all these injuries, long term, this is going to be such a great learning experience for this whole team when Clark comes back. Like they'll be championship ready because of all the toughness and the learning and the battles they had to go through just to get to this point. Like it's commendable the fact that they're here at this point, like almost stole game one, as you said.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun to watch this team next year when Clark does come back, and if she does play a full healthy season. Kate's a huge Caitlin Clark. I mean, I love Caitlin Clark too. But
I went to Iowa, so I'm a Caitlin Clark stan. Yeah,
you see that? See that right there? That's Caitlin right there.
Yeah,
right there. There it is, right there. There it is.
Yeah,
there it is. Yeah. And she's kicking herself, man, on the fact she's had to watch this whole thing go down with competitive nature. Yeah. But as you mentioned, it's great for this team moving forward and into next season and the following after that. Probably we'll see what happens. But Kate, I know you're taking another Dream prop. I really like this one a lot too. I almost bet this myself. What are you looking at on?
Yeah, we're going Naz Hillman over her points prop 8.5. There are some 9.5s out there, but 8.5 I found a minus 110, and I think that's the way you go here. So much attention is going to be on Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray, and Naz Hillman is kind of just that, not even a sneaky player because she's been so good all season and so efficient, but like she had 5 offensive rebounds the other night. Like she can clean up on the boards, get some scrappy second chance points. Getting to 10 points for Naz Hillman is not hard at all. So I think she goes over this with ease. She's kind of been up and down a little bit, like had 16 the other night, 7 before that, 14, 8, 15. I mean, I don't think that that's necessarily a trend that you can count on with betting. Like, okay, she had double digits last time, she's going to go single digits. Like, I don't care about any of that. I think she is going to find her shot. She'll have opportunities with the coverage of Gray and Howard. And I think Naz Hillman gets over 8.5.
Yeah, I love it. I like her PR too. It's 16.5. She had 9 boards in the first game too, as well. If you want to rope the rebounds in there too. Good 3-point shooter as well. Her 2 threes is plus money, and she did hit 2 threes last game. So that's an interesting prop if you want to sweat something out for some plus chicky. But definitely some good stuff from Naz Hillman in that lineup as well. Any last thoughts on this game before we kind of move on? We kind of touched on most of the players and kind of all the different angles to take. Any final thoughts before we move to the second game?
Yeah, I have a couple. One, Ryan Howard. I love Naz Hillman. Love Naz Hillman as well. Ryan Howard on the points feels very, very, very free because it's 18, because the amount of usage. I totally understand they'll be giving her coverage, but my goodness, they don't have a single player on that floor that can stop Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard decides to go off. Ryan Howard, with a face injury, missing 5 minutes, still dropped 20 points. I love Ryan Howard in this spot so much. I also think that it's going to take one of these role players for the Fever for them to have a chance here. I landed on the side on Lexi Hall because their 10 points were at like 210. And I just think that like I could totally see like Lexi Hall just having a really good game off of Aaliyah Boston Dimes, the amount of attention. Like it's gonna have to be one of Sims or Hall that like steps up along with Boston and Mitchell. So I like Lexi Hall in this spot too.
I love the Howard angle, just because of the volume. Like she is. To be very honest with you, dude, her and Gray looks really nice. Either one. Kind of pick and choose your poison. The PA, the PR, you can just take the point straight up for both of them. If you are of the mindset that Kate is, they think the Dream are going to win this game and cover the point and cover the spread, both of those ladies are going to have to come out and show up in this game, and they probably should based on the way the Fever are playing defense. So, nothing wrong with taking some chalk here. Kate, you got any final thoughts on this one? Before
I was looking at Lexi Hall earlier today too. I mean, she could hit a couple threes, and did you say it's 10 points plus 2?
Yeah.
210?
She's such like a crowd dog. Like she gets in that building, she hypes up the crowd, she makes a 3, and you're like, oh no, Lexi's
When she gets hot from deep too, she can drain a couple pretty quick, and all of a sudden you're a quarter of halfway there, a couple minutes into the game. I like that one a lot. Yeah.
Her base point line is 7.5 for some tiny bit of juice. But yeah, if you bump it up to 10 plus, you probably got a good number on this flow earlier in the day, but it's plus 155 now. But she had 9 in game 1. And I mean, she plays a lot. She is a lot better at home too. Shoots a lot better at home. So she could get the benefit of that home crowd helping her out as well. Yeah. So, all right, guys, should be a good game. This one tips off at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. You got 2 games tonight. Not a whole lot of other stuff on the docket this evening besides baseball as well. So nothing to distract you from watching the WNBA playoffs, which should be fun to get out there and get after it. All right, I'll set us up this next game because this one's going to be fun. We got the Aces taking on the Seattle Storm. Seattle Storm plus 4.5 here at home as this game moves to Seattle. The Aces minus 190 on the money line. Over under set at 161.5. Pretty much even either direction you want to take it. We saw Asia go crazy in game 1. Jackie Young also had a great game, continued this incredible winning streak for this Aces team. I love this Storm team, followed them a lot this whole season. I think that they have the best. I think that when they are healthy and rolling, for some reason, though, at home, they just forget how to play basketball at stretches. But when they're healthy and rolling, they're one of the scariest teams to have to face, just with all the different things and all the ways they challenge you. But because of their Jekyll and Hyde-ness, it comes a little bit to fruition. And we saw that in game 1. They got shellacked by this Aces team in Las Vegas. It was never close. And I don't know how we're going to see this game tonight. The Storm team, like I said, at home has the tendency to fall apart. And I don't know, maybe with the back against the wall, they'll come out and play a little bit better. But I got no read on side here. I'd love to see a third game in this series. But as an Asia fan and as how good the Aces have been playing, I could see them handling business tonight and just go ahead and locking this one up in game 2. What do you think about it, Kate?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not willing to step in front of the Aces right now, like with how they've been playing and how we talk about it every single time, or at least I do every single time we talk about the Storm, just how inconsistent they are. So like maybe this is a game where they show up and hit every shot and surprise you and stick within this number or even win outright. But I'm not willing to put my money on that either. So I have no take on the side here. My play in this one is Gabby Williams over her points prop. At 5 meetings against the Aces, she's had 16 points. 16 points per game is what she's averaging in those 5 games. 12. What did she have? 12 points the other night. Gabby Williams, 16 points the other night.
16.
She's going to have to, if they want to stick within this number, if they want the chance to win outright, they're going to need their top players to go over their points prop. And Gabby Williams is someone I think can do that tonight.
Just before Flo talks about this as well, Kate and I this is like the 3rd show in a row that we've done this without talking. Flo, she and I texted right before the show started just to get our plays. And this is the 3rd week in a row that we've been on the same player. A little bit of a different prop every time, but we're on the same player. Okay. I'm on Gabby too. This is my favorite play today. Kind of sold the points. You can take the points, 10.5. I wanted to rope in the PRA with the rebounds and the assists. She's hit this in 10 straight games versus the Aces, dating back to last season. They've played each other 5 times this year already. 21, 21, 34, 26, and 22 PRA in those games. Dating back to last year, she had good games against this team. Back against the wall, you sold the points. I think that she could score 15 plus again. She's going to need to. They're going to win this game. So I like the 17.5 PRA. Take the points, RA, however you want to take it. Gabby should show up tonight and play well against this Aces team. So I'm on Gabby with you. Hopefully we get over the line once again. Go for 3 in a row as on the same side.
We've been doing pretty good.
We've been doing all right. Yeah, for sure. Flo, I know you mentioned you like Gabby too. You want to talk about Gabby for a second before you talk about some of your plays?
Yeah, most definitely, man. Gabby's had a ton of amazing games versus the Aces, and like the fact in game 1, like there wasn't a lot of bright spots for the Storm, but like she scored like with ease, just cutting to the cup, getting downhill. So her 10 points opened at like I'm gonna say minus 132, something like that. So I immediately grabbed that. Gabby's a hooper. Chips are all on the table. This is the season tonight. I'm not gonna take Gabby Williams with the season on the line. Like, yeah, okay, cool story. But like, no, I love Gabby tonight.
Yeah, if anybody's gonna show up with a little bit of fire, I mean, they all should, but she definitely. I mean, Skylar Diggins is probably gonna flex on somebody tonight. I would imagine.
Yeah, Skylar. Crazy.
This is from chat, so I don't know if this is true, and I don't know if one of you guys know. It's Jackie Young's birthday today.
Is it?
Question mark? Is it her birthday today?
Man, that's a perfect segue.
Yeah.
I
don't know. It's your birthday.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. A little birthday angle.
Softball lobbed to you, my man. What are we targeting with the birthday girl?
We're targeting the 6 assists for Jackie, who had 7 in game 1 on 18 potentials. Listen, I'm going to go out of pocket here. While you guys may not know a side, I have a side. I'm grabbing the Aces minus 4.5 because the Storm are a disgrace. What they've been doing the last second half of the season has been awful. I love the Storm. I love Dick Fain. He's my favorite announcer in all of sports. I love Malanga. I think this might be the end of the line for Noel Quinn. This team is underplayed and been awful for the last 20 games. Their defense is suspect. Their offense will have stretches where they just don't score the ball or have a semblance of clue of what the heck they're doing. I think Jackie and Asia should just feast on this team. Jackie, they've kind of transitioned from Chelsea Gray's the point guard to Jackie's the point guard to their co-point guards. But I just think this is set up for the team that's won the last 17 games in a row, including the postseason, to just feast again. The Aces had over 100 points in a playoff game. Game ones usually go under. They had over 100 points. I just don't see any way that the Seattle Storm can keep up with this Aces team. I just think that it's going to I think it'll be close for a little bit. I could see the Aces the Storm being good for maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But I just think this will get out of hand at some point. There's other things I like in this game too, but I just think my number one thing I love in this game is Jackie Young to dish the ball. This is a bad defense, and it's going against the best player in the league. So Jackie Young assists. That's what I'm on.
I also think with the side, to your point, where maybe the Storm hang around for first 15, 20 minutes, first half, but this is a team that's been so undisciplined. And you talk about culture in different spots with the Valkyries and the Atlantic Dream. This is a team that feels like if they get down, they're going to throw in the towel.
Yeah.
Late in the fourth, it's kind of all right, season's over. We know it.
We talked about this. I can't remember when it was, Kate. I want to say a couple weeks ago, they had a game where they were winning in the fourth quarter by 10. And I was watching the broadcast. What's the guy's name? What's Dick's last name?
Dick Fain.
Dick Fain. Yeah. He's one of the best, if not the best WNBA broadcaster of all of them. And he even said it all the broadcast. He was like, you can just tell these ladies are starting to feel it in the back of their head that they're going to piss this game away. And they did, and they've done it so many times at home in the fourth quarter. It's crazy. Yeah. Even the fans know it, the announcers know it, the coaches know it.
That's bad when you. Is he the Storm?
He's the Seattle Storm announcer.
That's bad when your announcer is saying that type.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, this has happened so many times. We're watching it live again. It was obvious, and it's just because it's true. It's happened so many times, especially in the fourth quarter. I do feel that there's opportunities. Like you said, Malanga, her PR looks really nice. She had a double-double in game one. She had 11 boards. Her rebounding line is only 5.5. If she gets substantial run in this game, I feel that's a nice way to take her. But, Chad, I'm not going to sell this to you guys. I'm taking Asia. It's 24.5 points. Asia Wilson, she should feast. I don't know what you want me to tell you. She had 29 last game. She had 29 against the Seattle Storm they played last time. She's on an absolute heater. Nobody on this team can defend her outright. And if she gets going, I was kind of worried she wasn't going to get there in the last game. And they just kept playing her for some reason. I don't know if they just wanted to score 100
weird.
or something. It was strange. I was like, yay, hit your props. Thanks. But what are we doing? So it was fine for me though. But she's just going to keep cooking. If she doesn't hit this prop, who cares? But it's 24.5 points. If it's anywhere below 26 throughout the playoffs, I'm probably going to keep taking it. So yeah, give me Asia. Everything you said with Jackie kind of ties in with that too as well. Her PRA for Jackie was also nice, too. It's hitting 3 straight games versus the Storm this season. She's had good games against them, scoring the basketball as well as the assists that you were talking about, too. So that's a good way to take Jackie, especially on the birthday. If you like to ride the birthday narratives, chat, everybody out there likes to write a good narrative every once in a while. Cool. Anything else that we want to talk about in this game? And just making sure we covered all the different props everybody's got. I think we got everything. Kate, any other angles you kind of found in this one? One thing you want to touch on?
I got nothing in this one. If anything, I could look at a Vegas team total over something like that. If you didn't want to lay the 4.5 on the side. But the more I think about it, the more we've talked about this, I could be very convinced to take the Aces to cover 4.5. They've just been unbelievable lately. And a chance to close out the series, get some rest before the next game. Even though they'll play.
Friday? No. Friday. I think Friday. Is it Friday?
But who do they play? The Dream?
Yeah, they play the winner of Dream Fever. Yeah.
Dream. Yeah, okay. So, same rest for both those teams if they win tonight, but.
Yeah, and that would be Sunday.
Yeah.
The one thing I think you could do if you lean in the direction of the Seattle Storm to cover, I'd just take them on the money line.
Yeah.
Just take them to win. Because if they are good enough to win, and we've seen it in stretches. So if they are going to come into this game and cover, and you think, and it's they do come out with fire and they push and they want to force a third game in this series, just take them on the +170. You're getting great value. They could very easily win this game. But I don't know. It just feels like the Aces buzzsaw continues.
Yeah.
We haven't really talked about Nneka too much, but I know Flo, we were kind of texting about that. You want to talk about the former MVP, maybe asserting some dominance tonight, keeping them in there?
Yeah, I think that like if you're the Storm, you got to ride Nneka, and she's got to play that 33, 34 minutes. She has 8+ rebounds in 7 straight against the Aces, and I want to say the count is up to like 8 out of the last 11 overall. I just think like that's the one thing. Rebounding in the playoffs, rebounding will always be super important. And if I have the players going to be on the floor out there the whole night, essentially, even when like the game is out of hand, you got to leave her out there for one last run. So because that is the season. So the 8 rebounds before game 1, it was like plus 108. It's still like at minus 128, which is very playable. So I think Nneka's a very good spot. Another one because like, I'm Captain Narratives. I just think it's funny. I think this might be the end of the line for Noah Quinn. Do you know who didn't like Noah Quinn before it all was over last year? Jewel Lloyd. Do you know what I could do? I could just take Jewel Lloyd 2 threes in the win and like plus 122. So I may or may not have that as a side unofficial play because I just like rooting. I like rooting.
That's actually a great angle. I like that a lot.
I like that too. Hey man, pettiness exists.
Yes,
in all leagues, but especially in the WNBA.
Wasn't it early on in the season too? Like maybe the first game of the season that the Storm coaching staff was getting investigated for swearing at a player, and that was essentially Jewel Lloyd, right?
Yeah, it was.
What are we doing? After... We're investigating for swearing? What are we in 2nd grade?
Yeah,
I think it was. I think it was after Lee Yaroo left. That was when I think that was that whole situation.
Okay.
I mean, dude, Jewel Lloyd's 10 points is minus 120. She had 14 in game 1. Yeah. She hit 3 threes in that game too. So
if I know anything about Becky Hammond, if this game, it's a playoff game, so like it's a 4.5 point spread. I'm not saying it's gonna get out of hand, but if the game is out of hand, I saw the Aces at the last game of the season when everything locked up against the Sparks, had Jewel Lloyd out there firing 3-pointers, 25 points. Like, you don't think Becky's going to leave her in there to fire up 3? That might be a live spot if the Aces get up big. Like, all right, what's Jewel 4 and 5 threes? Because, Becky's a very petty person.
Her last 3 games, 5 3-pointers, 7 in that Sparks game like you just talked about, and she hit 3 in her last game as well. What do the attempts look like? Because she can get to hucking 7, 16, and 6. Yeah, that's a lot of shots. Yeah. Last point on this before we kind of tap it off and then cook the parlay. You think and I'm sure Kate, you played sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did you play?
I mean, my main sport was basketball. I played all through high school, AAU circuit, all that stuff.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. All right. And Flo, did you play sports too?
In high school, yeah.
Okay. Did you were you ever in a situation where you could not necessarily make history, but like keep a streak going?
Mm-hmm.
You know how it like always just kind of sat inside of you a little, it kind of gives that extra oomph in some situations. You got to feel like the Aces know now that they're pushing history with this winning streak at this point, Oh
yeah.
And like, that's got to add in to stuff. Like that's the reason why I think they left him out there in that Seattle first game. Like, why are we out there winning by 25? Well, we're making sure we're going to get this done easy,
I was thinking throughout the show, I haven't seen it yet, and I haven't really like dug for it. Are there any lines for like the Aces to win 20 straight, anything like that, like undefeated into the finals? That would be an interesting market.
That's a great question.
I haven't seen it yet.
Because I mean, the Dream are gonna be a tough opponent. I think the Dream are a good team.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be, I mean, the way the Aces are playing, like, especially wanting to keep that streak going, yeah. That would be an interesting market to see where how that would be priced.
Because how also crazy, because I think at this particular point, if they end up winning out and winning the whole thing, they would have the record to themselves at this point. Because I think they're like 5 or 6 games away or 4 games away. It's pretty close. Yeah. But how crazy would it be if they did that, win the championship? I don't think they would lose to the Aces or the Lynx if we get to that point. But that would be just one of the most
insane.
Probably one of the craziest WNBA seasons of all time at that point.
Yeah.
Because I'm with Flo. Like, we kind of wrote we held on to the Aces, like being able to figure it out and turn it around for like the first, third of the season, half of the season. And then it was like, nope, there's no hope for this team. All of a sudden, the moment or at least the moment I threw in the towel, then they start winning and they look unbelievable. So, I mean, it's been a crazy, crazy season for Las Vegas.
Kate, you want to hear a crazy story? So before the season started, I had like a whole preview of the season, and like I went on this whole diatribe on like, the Aces, this is going to be magical. And then the first 20 games happened, and one of my plays of the season futures was Aces over 29.5 wins, and I gave up on it so much that I didn't even think about it. I just chalked it up -1. Yeah. And we get to the last week of the season. I'm like, count. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, yo, if they win out, they're gonna like go over 20, and that's what they did. They won 16.
No way.
That's insane.
Hey, you weren't wrong. It was going to be a magical season for the Aces. It just didn't start off very magical.
Yeah. Shout out to Jewel Lloyd. She, put her team ahead of herself. Hey, put me to the bench, put the rookie in the starting lineup, switch things up, and the team's been cooking ever since.
I mean, that seems like we talked about it when it actually happened. Kate and I did about how that was kind of the switch that flipped, but it's crazy how much of a switch it was. Like it was a humongous switch to flip it to just what we've seen now. So Becky Hammond pulled the strings correctly. Anyway, 2 good games tonight. Hopefully, seems like we all kind of feel like that both of these series are going to be kaput tonight, but we'll find out. Maybe somebody else has something to say. We'll see what happens. Maybe some of the fun stuff goes down in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle. We'll see. Let's get to the fun portion. Let's have some fun. Let's cook a parlay today. You guys go follow Flo if you haven't already, who's been an awesome guest with us today. We appreciate you stopping by, brother. We'll give you a second and a minute to tell all the people where they can go check out all your content. But we got to have some parlay fun to give you guys the moves. We only got a few more W's left before the end of the season. So we've got a few more, though. Kate, favorite play? What do we want to throw in here? Oh, it's tough to pick one.
Gabby?
Yeah, we can get down with Gabby. I think we all like Gabby. I'm down to just take the points. I can get down with that. I mean, you need to throw the PRA in here. See what the live line is. Madam Williams. Suck somewhere bricked up. He loves Gabby Williams. All right. Let's see. Gabby for how many was your points line here, Gabs? 10.5. Still 10.5. Perfect. Okay. Gabby for 10.5. Flo?
Give me Jackie on the assist, man. I love me some Jackie tonight. There's a lot of things I like in this game, but I love me some Jackie.
Yeah, this would be a fun SGP game, especially near the end of the night.
I was thinking just that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Throw Asia in there?
Yeah, should we just make it nice and chalky and put Asia in here too?
Yeah,
sure.
I think so.
All right, 25 plus for Asia. That's plus 431. That does the job. Do you guys want to take anything in this first game, or should we just keep it all in Seattle?
Good question. Listen, it's very boomer bust. I don't want to ruin the vibes. I really think those Reinhardt rebounds are mispriced, but rebounds are it's the hill that you don't want to die on because the person could be in position, but the ball just bounced the other way the whole night. So I'll stay away, but I will say I do love the Ryan base form.
I'm fine adding in the Ryan Howard rebounds.
If we take the 4+, it gets the parlay to plus 648.
Let's do that.
I'm good with the 4+.
Yeah.
Cut the hook.
Yeah.
My other suggestion was just going to be taking Kelsey Mitchell to score 20. But I can get down with Ryan. Okay, so Ryan Howard, 4 rebounds, Asia for 25, Jackie Young for 6 assists, and then Gabby Williams, 10.5 points plus 648. That is your W4 parlay. Take it however you guys want to, chat, though. You guys are getting smarter and smarter. We've been seeing people post parlays and stuff that you guys have been listening to all the different shows and making your own lays. We're just here to give you guys the information that we like, the bets that we like, and then you get out there and you apply your own knowledge to it and bet it with your own coin however you want to. You can go check out our sponsors at Bet Online and get 55% deposit bonus with this QR code right here with the promo code BNBOL55 and have some fun out there in the WNBA tonight. Cool. Well, Flo, dude, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, man. Great to have you back. Nice for you to meet Kate too. We'll try to have you back again, maybe close to the finals, which would be fun when we get to
hopefully
that.
The Liberty are there. One can pray, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But hopefully we're there.
We'll see what happens, man.
Yeah.
See what
You got
happens.
a good shot. You got a good shot.
I don't know. It feels like it's Lynx Aces. It just feels like we're gonna get the clash of the two best in the league.
It does feel written in the stars, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, go follow Flo on social media at Stefan Florival.
My guy.
I got you. Go and tell them about your YouTube show, man, and what you do with what you got going on.
Yeah, you can find me at Stefan Florival and on YouTube at Sports with Flo, FLO. Break down some WNBA. We give some vibes because you can't take bets without good vibes. Everybody knows that. And we just break down the games. We talk about players. We talk about coaches. And when NBA season comes around, we'll talk about some NBA. Obviously, I'm based in New York, so I'm leaning more towards the Knicks. Give me all the looks on that. And if you want all the picks at the House of Stims, where I give all the picks, we're loaded for tomorrow already. Let's go, Natisha Heidemann. You look amazing. Give me 10 points. How about that? But yeah,
that was a make.
That was stunning.
I tell you,
that was wild.
I didn't believe that was her at first. I had to read all the comments and everything. That was wild.
Yeah.
You could tell Dejanay Carrington did it though, because she definitely threw her own wig on her.
Yeah, I was thinking
used her own hair, which was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
So is she going to wear the wig in the game tomorrow? Because I'm already on the base points. Because if she's wearing the wig, that might go up to 15.
You might have to, dude.
I don't know. I think maybe either way.
Yeah.
Gotta be on T.
Although it'd be really hard if they both wore a blonde wig like that. Like then how you gotta like pick them out, like who's who. Although they look very different.
So do the fans in Minnesota now switch from the pink hair to like the blonde wig?
Maybe.
There's a lot of elements. And I'm confused. There's a
lot of layers to this.
Yeah.
So it's not the stud. What is it? Stud buds. Stud buds. So now we're the stud blondies, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I tried. Yeah, that would be wild. Holy. You could tell Courtney Williams was loving it too. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like 3 IG comments underneath. You couldn't believe it.
Oh yeah. It was awesome. Chad, if you don't know what we're talking about, just go look up Natisha Heidemann on the Twitter timeline. It'll pop up and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. Well, Flo, Goated, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, have a great time. Kate, great meeting you.
Hell yeah. Kate, pleasure as always. Chat, thanks for kicking it with us to talk all about the WNBA today. Thanks for sticking around. If you've enjoyed the last 2.5 hours of content for the 3 hours show today, we're going to get you guys live again tomorrow for 2 hours of content with Up Your Units. And then directly following that, Kate will be taking you, diving in to the prop shop for week 2. Hell of a snipe on Matt Stafford last week, too. That was easy money and good stuff. So excited to have you guys rocking and rolling tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern for Up Your Units and then 1 o'clock Eastern with Kate and Kate's prop shop. Appreciate you guys. You guys came for the winners and you stayed for the vibes of a fantastic Tuesday night. We'll tail the parlay. We'll post it on the timeline on Twitter. Give us a follow over there if you haven't already. And we will catch you on the next one. Take it easy, Chad. Have a good night. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the now I know we all be loving this shit right here. Rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling. What you gonna do? Down in the rolling. What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit. What you know about